And this is Jessica and Xena on YouTube. Okay. Can I see these selfies? As a fellow Fae, it seems only fair. Mars Fae replies, no. Poppy's flirt game is harassment of online strangers. Harassment of online strangers. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so Mars Fae tweets this out. Be careful around this person. This person has harassed me in the past, and after I called her out for it, she misgendered and blocked me. After posting about it, multiple other people came forward and told me about their similar experiences being harassed by her. Let's get one face on a post where Faye talked about them, and Faye said no. I saw them respond, and Faye started to accuse me of nonsense. This person says, can you suck while fasting? Then Poppy says, I would like to help you find out. Then this person replies, gross. Wow. I'm not even reading that image, okay? You guys can read this image for yourself. You know, fine, I'll read it. Did you ever, to me, be honest? And then this person replies, yeah, I have. And Poppy replies, good girl. My tummy hurt all night. Someone saved me. Oh, love, I wish I could rub your tummy. If you were my puppy girl, I could. So we were on page 184, I think. But let me scroll back just to get, I think we were on 184, unless the pages have changed again. Jesus! I feel like every time I check this document, the amount of pages to this change, you know? Damn. Yeah, I feel like this has changed. This has to have changed. So we covered the no flake stuff. It could just be me. Okay, I could be crazy. It could just be me. And again, let me thank Nick once again for the 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. Very much appreciated. So it could just be me, okay? But it feels like every time I check this Google Doc, it changes, okay? So I could be, well, it's 257 now. Truly NTC. Hi, how's it going? How's it going, guys? Okay, let me see. Where did we leave off of? What were we on last night? Hello? I start off every stream the same. Okay, so we were on, let me see, like where in the document we were. Okay. Poppy's parasocial media presence. So we were about to start that section. That makes sense. So we were on Poppy's parasocial behavior, I guess. We did no flake. Here it is. Poppy's parasocial media presence. Oh my god. It's moved to page 155. I don't even think Spawn is that disabled. It's entirely PNZ. Also, Xena is 6 years older than Spawn. Stick. I do think it's a little bit weird that Poppy, or Floppy, as I like to call her, is dating people who are around her child's age. It's a little bit weird to me. Because, like, really, realistically, what does a person in their mid-40s have in common with somebody in their early 20s, right? Yeah, Xena is around their 30s right now. Okay, so I'm gonna give a call to Barbea, because I think she wanted to talk about this. So let's do a quick call, okay? If that's okay with you, Barbea. Nadine's so floppy. Jeez, you guys are mean. This person is in their 40s. Yeah, Floppy Poppy is in her 40s. Going around, getting into polycules with people in their early 20s. People who are around their child's age. Xena's younger than me and looking like an angry grandmother, self-esteem restore. Yeah, I looked at the pictures. I looked at some streams that Poppy and Xena did last night after stream. I was looking at it because I was looking for some good thumbnails. Also, Floppy does make her look like a clown. It's very fitting. We need to start a fund for Spawn. I don't know what's going on with Spawn. I don't know if what they're doing right now. I just hope that they're safe. That's all. So, should be in middle management. Get a job. Lamau. Damn. Brutal. Brutal, Tyler. Oh, shit. Let me call Barbea. Sorry, give me a second. Hello? Hello? You're not lighting up for me, so I don't know. Okay. You're not lighting up, so I don't know if...
Wait, hello?
Oh, hello. I hear you now. Hi.
Hi. Okay, perfect. Good. Sorry, I definitely have deeply inconsistent platforms because I never, ever planned on any streaming. So I'm truly in the chat, and I'm the one stressed buying succulents. Holy shit. There's so much. There's just so much wrong. And I don't understand how. So at first I thought, why are you kicking your disabled kid out and picking your partner, your disabled kid, when it sounds like you barely liked your disabled kid? And then the more you look at the document, I don't even think Spawn was that disabled. They make it sound like Spawn was both like willfully trying to be. Those aren't things that would preclude someone and make them be underneath a conservatorship at all.
No.
The way their parent talks about them and says, well, listen, I may have to put you underneath like a Britney Spears type conservatorship in order to just like, make sure that you don't do what, like harm yourself, is an insane thing. Also, Xena's got to be put in a plastic bubble. She's not meant for this world. If you cannot actually cut things safely in a kitchen, go watch the show The Bear. What do you mean you can't cut with somebody behind you?
Yeah, we all do it. Like, restaurant workers do it, and they're way more hectic, and they way less space. You're telling me that you can't cut? I mean, also, who the 12 hours of alone time? Alone time in the kitchen?
The thing that's so frustrating, so I like in an adjacent field, I work with people. I work in the law and I help people whenever they're going through adoptions and fostering. And one of the biggest things that you hear from anybody like that is if you are like, let's say you're a single parent. Well, whenever you get married, that's your kid. That there's no like ifs, ands, or buts. And you should know I'm no longer going to be a priority. I'm not. Or I will be a priority, but I will always be secondary to that kid. And it seems like Xena came in and was like, this is a problem for me. Because if Xena came in and she's 30, so she was what? She was 24 and Spawn would have been 18. So that's weird. I think that's a really bizarre age difference. And I think anybody in their 40s who insists on dating people that young, it's because anybody in their age range would call them on their and won't date them. There's just no way.
True. That is so true.
Like the older man where they go, I can only work with like very young women or something. No. Yeah. That is just because women in your age range have caught on to your and won't entertain it. Yeah. And you're just hoping to catch someone who actually like will. But also, how old or young do you think Spawn was before Poppy said, by the way, I'm not your biological parent? Like he signed, or excuse me, if they signed the birth certificate, you're their parent. Whatever gender you choose to be, you are their parent, legally and otherwise. So, like, you're their emergency contact until they remove you from being that. So the idea of them kind of talking about it flippantly, like this stray dog just rolled up into my home, like I'm a dodo story, and I just happened to feed it sometimes and then it never left, when that is your baby. You have been like feeding and changing its diapers and doing everything for them since Jump Street. Don't act like this was just heaved on you.
No, I agree with you. Like, what's weird to me is, so the thing that has bothered me the most in that whole thing with Spawn, kids to me in the past 6 months than Spawn has been in the past 10 years.
Yeah, what does that mean to be your kid? Yeah. What does that mean to be your kid? Because your kid... Oh.
Yeah. So Spawn is 23 right now, right? If you do the math on that, like 10 years, that would mean at 13, around the age of 13, things got a little too hard for Floppy and she couldn't deal with it.
Which again, anybody's difficult at 13. It also sounds like this person resents the fact that they signed on and then just wants to keep reminding this person, I'm not really supposed to be here. Like, I don't really know that I want to, and just makes it sound like it's so like, I'm doing you a favor when that's not it. I don't know how. I've gone into their chats, and in other chats at times, whenever you see like someone else is streaming and they say something where everybody else in the chat goes, wait, hold up, that sounds so wrong. I don't know what they do with their chat to be like, preach, 13. Once they're able to clean their own butts, they're done. Who?
Woman is too afraid to admit it. That's
she just wants to be a polygamist, like Jeff. What was that guy's name? The one Mormon cult leader. Jeff Bridges. No, Jeff Bridges is an actor.
Let me see. Mormon cult leader. Warren Jeffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's just a Warren Jeffs and just wants to be a Warren Jeffs.
Yeah.
That's all that it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like whenever you're 13 and you can't live with being quiet.
Yeah. So on top of that, Poppy is pretty hypersexual, right? So I mean, I think also part of it
too
is
much, too much. I don't
also
get that.
Isn't it problem?
No, I don't. That is beyond like just be. I don't. So if there was an actual problem, like if someone said maybe that's what they meant whenever they were talking to No Flakes by saying, well, maybe you should consider adjusting it, but you're not a doctor. So what are you doing? Stop. Yeah. Like the only reason I would ever tell someone maybe you should go get your blood checked is if they sounds like anemia, you should go get your blood checked. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. And the hormones being out of balance sounds like that's such an individualized process thing. Trying to up them to make somebody more or less horny. Don't you just have to accept your partner where they are? If they say, yeah, I'm ace, I don't really have any like sexual drive, but I am attracted to minds and hanging out with other, like, you just, that's it.
Yeah.
You just say, yeah, that's okay. That's it. But then saying that you think it's about you is a wild thing to state. That is a wild, irresponsible thing to state to me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for calling in. It was really fun talking with you. It's good to talk with somebody who
stream demonetized. I hope it's monetized. I'll buy a succulent and I'll name it Poppy and Xena and or Stardust. I need it, but I was so mad at them. I thought this will make me feel better. It has not yet, but I'm waiting for that to kick in.
Yeah. I totally get you. I totally get you. All right, see ya. Okay. So that was fun, guys. Okay, so going back to this. So, chat. How are we doing? How's chat doing? See 54 of you guys in the stream. Please press the like button, okay? 20 likes to 51 people in the stream is unacceptable. Let's go, guys. We can do this. We can get some more likes on that stream, okay? 20 to 51 viewers? Come on, guys. We can do this. Let's get it up to at least 30, okay? Some of you are tabbed out, playing your video games. Come back and press that like button. Smash it, if you will. Okay? Next. Okay? By the way, Demon Eyes, thank you for the resubscribe on Twitch. So, chat, we are going to get started on finishing this document, okay? We are on page 155, I think. If we're going just by, like, the top. It didn't even occur to me till today that, like, Poppy flashed Dormiu, and Dormiu is younger than Poppy's child. Weird to me. Also, I would feel some type of way if one of my parents was dating somebody my age as well, or younger than me. I'd be like, yo, what the you know? But whatever. Okay, you can say, I lost my libido when my hormones were off. You might want to get blood work done just in case. Still, you might be ace, lol, because it's a pretty delicate topic and not universal. Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. Very true, very true. So, next up, we have Poppy's parasocial media presence. Oh, I have to get Poppy in here. Dude, I'm so happy for having made the like little like VTubers. I'm so proud of myself. But not VTubers, they're like PNG tubers. I'm so proud of myself for making the PNG tubers. I think this is gonna be like a recurring thing. Every time I cover drama, we'll make like little PNG tubers of like the people we're covering because it's so funny. In honor of Floppy, can we get a clown wig for the fish? Well, here's the thing. Floppy already has red hair, right? So like they already have like the clown. Please. That's why we love you. Damn, dude. Yes. Dude, we don't even need to. Literally, Floppy already has like the red hair, right? Like we need a Hulk edit of Xena. You won't like me when I have my migraines. Oh my, is like the male anglerfish, because the male anglerfish, like it bites the female and just like latches on, right? So I feel bad for Dormiu. Imagine going over to a friend's house who's been nothing but a friend and supportive to you during your stressful asylum situation, and then once in their house, they start sexually testing the waters around you, knowing you're ace. Yeah, it's weird. And it is ace phobic as well, right? I believe in ace people. I don't know if Poppy does, or Floppy. You know. Did I save the fish files? I hope I did. I hope I saved them. I'm gonna be really sad if I didn't. No results for fish. They're still searching the kitchen for one to this day. Yeah, and like 8 of those in the kitchen. Like, come on, you know? Super fun calling in. Thank you for calling in, Truly TC. You guys should go subscribe to Truly TC, okay? She's very base. Very based. You should name the PNG tubers Zoppy and Pina. I heard Malcolm say it on one of his streams and I'm still laughing about it. That's so funny. Paco Facefart says, I think it should be mandatory for 30-year-olds to date 19-year-olds. That's a weird take. That's a weird take. Very weird take, buddy. More Truly TC sometime, please. Yeah, no, that was really fun. I like talking to Truly TC. That was really cool. Okay, right. I might just have to remake the fish, honestly, guys. Like, I can't... which is very sad. Very, very sad. Which, that's okay. I can make them better. I can make them better. I'll make them better than last time. Anyways, for now, we're going to use the previous files that I have, that I made for them. And let's new ones tonight. Okay? So, Poppy's parasocial media presence. And by the way, I mean, we can look at their like Twitter, right? So Poppy has tweeted this out. Just a second. Properties. Okay. Poppy tweeted this out. Do not interact. Do not engage. Block and move on about mine and Alexis's assaults. She is duplicitous, two-faced thruster. I have no idea why anyone would at this point. She is now decompensated to the point where she is engaging in supervillain monologues. The only person who's engaging in supervillain monologues is Poppy and Xena. Let's be real here. But equally heinous to what we have been accused of. Why no outrage? Here is an example of her dishonesty and delusions of grandeur. And it's a quote tweet. To this person, this is transversion. The woman behind this, right? Like, they are gonna, like, we saw Melena's recount of things, right? Like, we saw how little communication there was, how much she was really trying to have communication. Like, yeah, she's gonna message you. Like, what did you think? Damn, she really is trying here. Even here, she's being nice. Megalomaniacal ranting. Wow, Poppy is putting their masters in therapy to great use. So true. So true. So true. Okay. We'll read this at some other point, okay? There's also Sage's account. Me and my queer little family, it's always really hard going home, but knowing that the distance isn't forever helps. Oh my gosh, Nick, thank you for the additional 5 gifted. Thank you. Thank you for doing your silly little voices. It genuinely makes it easier to follow who is talking in the logging, right? Terrible color for a piercing. It looks like, okay, Nick, your opinion is your opinion. Okay. I don't what is this? Why? Why would you choose this? No, okay, it looks like a zit. It does. Why would you choose this color, right? This is a piercing, and you purposely chose a color, red. And that red, oh sure, it goes with your glasses, but when it's on your skin, it's a piercing. It stops looking like a piercing when it's that color. I know the intention was to match her glasses, but it's not a good look. Do like any other color. Do black, do silver, do gold. But this color in particular, I know she's trying to match her glasses. It doesn't work. It looks like it's part of your skin, and it looks like a zit, okay? I'm just giving my unsolicited advice, okay? I don't know a lot about fashion, but I know enough to say, don't be doing that. You know? It looks like a cherry melanoma. Google it. Let me see. Cherry melanoma. Cherry angioma. What it is. Cherry angiomas are small red bumps on your skin that are harmless to your overall health. Angiomas commonly appear after age 30 and can be removed if you don't like the way that they look. What do they look like? Image. Same color. A different color would be way better, yeah. Oh, yeah, it does look similar. But this one kind of does look similar, yeah. You're right. Yeah, because some of them are raised, too, right? I don't know, dude. I don't know. No, it's not. Kareem, stop, okay? But yeah, doesn't look great. I don't understand it. And it blends in. When she wears red lipstick, it blends in. Oh, I forgot to put the emote wall up. Oh, here it is. Let me put it up real quick. All right, emote wall should be working. They come in bright red, too. OMG, it's a match. I thought she'd hate me. Like, ma'am, you probably hate me at this point because I've talked a lot of shit. But if you're going to take anything away from my streams, change the color of your piercing, okay? Change the color of your piercing. I don't think I'm asking for too much here, okay? It'll benefit you, and it'll benefit me. Anyways, so yeah, this Sage person blocked me on my main account, so I have to now scroll their Twitters. Of course, they retweeted this, or, yeah, yep, they retweeted this. A romantic evening in Applebee's. Oh my God. Sad. Dude, I'm still floored by the fact that some of these people have like headmates that are like different races. That's wild to me. Like, okay, the whole plural thing is something I honestly don't understand still. The most it's made sense to me is like a super autistic way of code switching. That being said, yo, that Thai lady boy or whatever that Poppy has as one of her alters is wild. It's wild to me. It looks like when you pop a zit and it starts playing. Jesus. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. It just did someone say Thai ladyboy? What's up, Testy? Yeah, I'm just talking about the plural thing. One of Poppy's head mates or one of her alters is like a Thai ladyboy. And it's weird to me because how can you have an alter that's a different race? That's very strange to me. Like, does your alter speak to like the Thai language? Like, you know, the most has made sense to me as a concept is like a really autistic way of like code switching. And I do feel bad that I don't understand it, right? I try to be respectful to people who identify that way or whatever because, you know, I want to be nice to people. But I got to be real with you guys. Like, I don't get it. I don't think I believe in it. But yeah, I'm trying. Look, all the alters are furries. What if it's like a rap thing? You know how like rap people, like rappers, they have like alter egos? Maybe it's somewhat similar to that or something. Does she do an accent? I don't think so. She's like, OMG, that's brilliant. I'm not racist. It's my alter personality. Yeah. I have an alter that is white, is a white woman. Okay. And so whenever I call for help or ask to speak to the manager, people should treat me like a white woman. Okay. Like Nicki Minaj. Okay. Let me see. Rap personas. A rap persona is the image that a rapper projects to their audience through their music, lyrics, and overall style. A rapper's persona is a self-produced character. Common elements of a rap persona include authenticity, confidence, bravado, and street cred. Rappers often use alter egos to express their more unusual personality traits and musical abilities. Maybe it's like that. Okay, you know what? Let's think about it. Bossit says, is Star being white presenting again? So true. So true. Alters are 100%. I autistically researched it at the beginning of COVID. Oh, okay. So here it is. Here it is. This is what this makes sense to me. Okay, the rapper persona. Okay, so rappers often use alter egos to express their more unusual personality traits and musical abilities. For example, Nicki Minaj has an alter ego named Roman Zelensky, who represents her being herself. Other rappers with alter egos include, let's see, like RZA has Bobby Digital, Flying Lotus has Captain Murphy, Victor Vaughn has MF Doom, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. So that makes more sense to me, right? Like, okay, so they're just like appropriating like rap culture. That's what it is. I am Stardust White Alter. I live for that. Okay. Every time I stop by, I learn a new racism. Dude. I wonder if our ancestors would believe you or believe us if you told them their descendants actually want to be handicapped in 2024. So, okay, so if we think, let's think about alters, like rap alter egos, right? So whenever one of these people talk about alters, I am now forever thinking of that as like an alter ego in rap terms, okay? That's it. That's what it is. Okay? What it is. It's an alter ego, okay? That's what it is. That's the way I'm coping with it, okay? Yeah, because, you know, Nicki Minaj has, like, Roman Zelensky, you know, that makes sense, right? Yeah, so it's a rap persona, or, you know, alter ego. Alter ego. Person's secondary or alternative personality. The only way I could think of Poppy being cringier than she currently is by her rapping. Okay, no, but... No, I'm not saying like she's a rapper. I'm just saying she's using, so that's what it is. Yeah, that's like a stage name or something, right? But she sure has a lot of alter egos. David Bowie has like Ziggy Stardust and Aladdin Sane. Oh, yeah, Mariah Carey. You can say what you want. I'm coping that way, okay? I'm coping that way. When you are a horny degenerate, you need more personas to be all the furries because you can't pick just one. I'm late. Hi, Spitfire. How's it going? Stop coping. I'm coping. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm doing this, okay? Okay. I got an email I may have to respond to while we're doing this, while we're going over this, okay? Okay. Poppy's parasocial media presence. Okay, where is Poppy? Here it is. Okay. We have a tweet from Poppy here. People near or in their 30s, stop dating 19-year-olds. Challenge rating impossible. I have heard of like 6 situations like this in 2 weeks. Same excuses. Is it so hard to set a cutoff for people you officially date? Age gaps in relationships aren't inherently a problem, but a pattern of an older person pursuing younger people is. In her doc, Annie criticized Haley of a relationship she has with a younger person, which is presumably what the above tweet is about. All of this is not even taking into account some other less than savory information about Haley, such as the fact she kept seeing a partner that almost got Poppy killed after she told Poppy she broke up with them, or that one of Haley's partners was 19 when they first started dating Haley. Haley was in her 30s. Keep in mind, Poppy's stalkers have frequently accused Poppy of dating people significantly younger than her, when the youngest one was 23. This is also not taking into account the fact that Haley has the accusations have never been about dating too young. This is another distortion. I thought Haley was younger. Am I crazy? Hi, YBE. How's it going? How's it going? The accusations are about a combination of Poppy's jarring style of flirting and the number of younger, mostly trans women that she interacts with on Twitter, which feels innocuous until you see how parasocial most of it is and how sexual some of it gets. It becomes even more concerning when you consider how we've already seen how she actually doesn't understand what parasociality is or how it works. Let's start with Poppy's approach to flirting. Hi, Kriegi, how's it going? How's it going? Okay, Poppy flirting in quotation marks. Okay, here it is, okay? I mean, I always go with nice tits, but I am a horny lesbian on Twitter. Poppy's flirtatious interactions on Twitter are never received well unless it's with people that she has a pre-established relationship with. Somehow, she doesn't seem to understand that and will post aggressive and crass come-ons, posts that aren't nearly that horny or even horny at all. You'll post on them, okay? Do these shorts make my butt look big? I have those shorts on you and off of you. And then this person tweets, I'm literally an angelic being trapped in the body of a mortal. If you even care. Then Poppy replies, no. Then one of these people tweeted out, okay, Blue Sky, I need to know if it was one of you who groped me in Stoke. Tell me anonymously and not gonna lie, I don't care. It's one of you. That's fine and cute and fun. If not, that's different. Normies can't touch this. Snowflake says, I'm sad it wasn't me. And then, oh no, it wasn't Snowflake. Sorry. It was Poppy quote tweeting that saying, I'm sad it wasn't, sad it wasn't. Then here's another one. Somebody tweets out, transition timeline, content warning, it's just porn. Those would be great in my mouth. Bro, come on. Poppy and rejection. Mars Faye, identity shared with permission. On July 28, 2022, Poppy decided to flirt with Mars Faye when Faye posted about taking lewds for a fair partner. Faye says, that feel when your girlfriend is asleep so you pass the time by taking lewd selfies. Then this is Jessica and Xena on YouTube. Okay. Can I see these lewd selfies? As a fellow Faye, it seems only fair. Mars Faye replies, no. Poppy says, it's legit. Mars says, I don't even know what that means. When I've heard the boundary. Confused lesbian noises. Mars Faye says, not sure what there is to be confused about, but okay. Not sure why my meaning was unclear, but here we are. There is no meme. Have a good day. Confused lesbian noises. This thing that you said. I'm not sure why you said it or what you were confused about. You said I don't even know what that means. I was confused. Now I'm lost. Okay, I'm done here. Lamau blocks me after asking for lewds and then getting confused when I don't know what their comments mean. Okay then, go off, I guess. And then Kira Faye says, hard to watch, honestly. Make it stop. Pretty bad. Pretty cringe. And then this Mars Faye, I don't know if this is a tweet. Yeah, it looks like a tweet. Kit Kat says, I'm sure alters can act with some consistency at times, but more than not, you'd see executive dysfunction and confusion. Not a group of characters on a warpath written by Poppy's conscious direction. Poppy's flirt game is harassment of online strangers. A sexual harassment of online strangers. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so Mars Faye tweets this out. Be careful around this person. This person has sexually harassed me in the past, and after I called her out for it, she misgendered and blocked me. After posting about it, multiple other people came forward and told me about their similar experiences being sexually harassed by her. And Poppy quote tweets this and says, "Be careful around this person. This person pretended that I sexually harassed Faye because Fem can't read a thread in order. After posting about it, no one other people came forward and told me about their similar experiences of being sexually harassed by her." What? Like, let's get one goddamn clear. I never sexually harassed this person. I asked Faye about nudes based on a post where Faye talked about them, and Faye said no. I saw Fem respond, and Faye started to accuse me of nonsense. I went to go and respond, but found I had been blocked, and I chose at that moment to block Fem in response. I will admit to using the wrong pronouns due to the fact that Mars uses a non-standard set of Faye pronouns. But there was never a point where I misgender Fem. As to that I have been sexually harassing others, let me be clear that the only person who has come forward to my knowledge was Aaron the Wolf, who is looking at me. And then got aggressively triggered because I have borderline. I can name a host of other bizarre interactions with the wolf, but there is a video on the channel explaining all of it. The fact that POT retweeted this just shows how desperate they are to find every bad faith claim and random allegation to continue their moral crusade against anyone who is not a good enough queer. Guilty or I will Mel speak for me. I do those things to people after I get their full permission to. It's called consent. Have you ever seen worse arguments? We won. Those aren't analogous. Oh, let's read these tweets. Actually, Mars tweets, "Show me proof of Keffel's racism," is the white trans version of "show me one transphobic thing JKR has said." We all know you've seen it, you just don't care. It's been plastered everywhere. It's obvious, and you can easily find all of it with a quick search. You're just trying to frustrate people and waste their time so you can keep thinking you're a good person as you harass Black trans people with racist lies to help a rich white woman. Adding to this, that if you follow Black trans people, you would know what she's done. If you genuinely don't know, then I'd recommend you follow more Black trans voices and look to them instead of whining in people's mentions. They've done the work so many times already. Oh, good night, Kareem TV. Okay, so then what Poppy does is screenshot this and tweet out. Have you seen worse arguments? Tweet 1. Those aren't analogous. Tweet 2. If it is obvious, maybe it just doesn't mean what you think it means. Also, not every Black trans woman agrees with you. Tweet 3. Lamau, same bad argument as tweet 2. Okay. The alters having such an overt shared goals and effective teamwork is just a step beyond. Other plural systems may give me doubt in some cases, but those at least actually disassociate when switching. Whatever your thoughts on Mars' opinions here, this is straw manning and does not negate the treatment that she received. The harassment drove Mars off Twitter shortly after this post. She never returned. Luckily, I got her side of the story. Hey, OMG, I haven't thought about that whole nightmare in ages. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I just want to make sure Sorry. Glitter Bell, thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. Sorry, I just have to check emails every now and then. Okay, sorry. Luckily, I got her side of the story. So this is Mars Faye. Oh, OMG, I haven't thought about that whole nightmare in ages. Yeah, I remember that pretty well. Probably still have some screenshots if you want them, but there's not a whole lot. She was demanding nudes from me on Twitter, and then when I said no and blocked her, she made a series of tweets about me and misgendering me. Nothing real extreme, no more intense harassment I get all the time from cis men. The only reason I really remember her was how she was saying she was entitled to my nudes and that she kept going on about me for ages. Though the few posts I made about her, through the few posts that I made about her, several people DM'd me saying they had been harassed or abused by her, but the records of those conversations were lost when I deleted my Twitter. If memory serves, it was maybe 5 or 6 people who had told me they had been abused or harassed by her, but it was so long ago, I can't even remember who they were. If you want though, I can dig up any screenshots I might still have and send them to you on Discord. So, then Mars sends this. So this is the only screenshot I still have. All the rest was lost when I deleted my Twitter. After she said what you see in the screenshot, I said absolutely She then made several posts complaining about me, complaining that I had blocked her, in which she misgendered me several times. When people made me aware of those posts, I responded by basically saying, asking a stranger for nudes and then misgendering and getting pissy when they say no is creepy as I agree with that, and left it there. She still made more posts insulting me, complaining about me, and that I blocked her, complaining that I didn't send her lewd/nudes. It got pretty vile, actually, but for the most part, I ignored them, and she eventually calmed down and stopped. Several months later, she apparently starts posting about me again on her new account. I don't remember what the posts were. I just remember they prompted a response from me. A couple people then commented, and a couple people DM'd me saying that they had been abused by her in the past. I inquired further into that and found accounts from about half a dozen people claiming they were abused by her. At that point, I started taking things much more seriously and made several more posts warning the community to avoid her and telling what details I could without violating anyone's privacy. This is horrifying, Lamau, yeah. Not sending lewds is a form of harm. Yeah, you're violating Poppy's boundaries if you don't send her lewds. Wow. Sorry, I have to zoom in. It irritates me how Poppy is really sensitive about her own minority group problems, but then decides to call BS on Black issues. It's no big deal only when it's not affecting you, Poppy. I didn't consent to not receiving nudes. Yeah, wow. I'm trying to see this. Can I see... Fuck. I'm trying to see this. Can I see those... Oh, no, this is just Poppy replying to the tweet. Unfortunately, I don't remember the names or usernames of the people who told me they'd been abused. I have mental illness that affects my memory, so I don't know how useful this all will be, since I can't exactly back any of this up with proof. But this is all that I can remember 100%. If the people who left public comments haven't deleted their accounts, then I'm sure they're still up. Just hard to find since my account is gone. The tweet I sent you was July 28, 2022. Looking at records of stuff, I know that it happened at the same time as when she started posting at me again. It was early October 2022. Also, this I know for a fact was one of Lady Diabolique's friends and posted this about me when I started warning people about abusive behavior. No idea if this can help at all, but it's one of the few. Retweet the unhinged ravings of a Jai orbiter because a trans girl was awkward online. Gotta burn a doll down because she's bad at flirting, I guess. I think some of you need a class about what sexual harassment is and what it is not. Oh, this is rich. If someone flirts with you and you tell them to stop and they do, they didn't sexually harass you. At worst, it's being bad at flirting, which is not a sin. Well, I mean, I guess I could kind of agree with that, but it's still weird, right? Like, you all do not seem to want to give grace to people who have been traumatized by trans girl growing up experiences who are trying to learn how to be themselves. It's going to be a little awkward sometimes. 2023, thank you for becoming a sponsor. Maya P, you're becoming a sponsor. Very much appreciated. Next, Viranthy, identity shared with permission. I'll just let her speak for herself. Hey, so yeah, Poppy is a bit of a mess. Thankfully, I never had any in-person interactions with her, but it got creepy in the DMs. I don't have any screenshots, but according to an ex-girlfriend of hers that I'm friends with, she was obsessed with me. When I finally came out as Polly, Poppy had a teensy bit of a meltdown because part of the reason I gave her for why I wasn't interested in dating was because I wasn't looking for any relationships at the time, let alone her feelings, and expressed to her that I was not at all attracted to her, physically or otherwise. It felt to me that she had a temper that was out of control, and as a Buddhist, I had a larger expectation of her. Were excessive and far too horny. Her flirting didn't make me feel seen and respected. She only seemed to think of me as a prospective sexual conquest to add to her imagined harem. Glad these other people are using the same word as me, harem. Beyond the point that I had stopped talking to her, I only learned after the fact that her meltdown over my coming out had led to being broken up with that girlfriend I mentioned last October/November. Apparently, she was of the opinion that if I was out as Polly now, that she was entitled to a ride. I can't describe how weird it is to discover that a girl's obsession with me was the reason why a relationship I had no clue about was ended. Part of the reason I responded to her the way that I did is because I've inadvertently had multiple stalkers now, and that's how her behavior felt. It triggered those experiences. She also said that I was being unfair to her because I have had enough bad experiences with people who have unmanaged borderline personality disorder, including a workplace stalker, that it was simply a trait that I could not entertain in any prospective partner, even if I had been interested in dating. Her lack of self-control and need for multiple partners felt to me like a way to avoid doing the work and instead accumulate personalities to fill that void inside her. Of attraction. Eventually, it was clear that I needed to cease any communication with her. Elizabeth. Okay. Wow. Chat, you guys still following along? I know it's been quite a long few days. I appreciate you all sticking with me, regardless of that. I appreciate you all very much. Also, Glitterbell, I hope you had a great stream. Very proud of Glitterbell for now having, streamed consistently and gaining a viewership. Good for her. So, this person says, can you suck dick while fasting? Then Poppy says, I would like to help you find out. Then this person replies, gross. Wow. Wrecked. And then I don't know what this is. These are deleted tweets, I guess, or they were removed by Twitter because they violated the policy. And then this person says, gross, they called me out. I responded, red flag for you to be jumping towards a creep's defense. Yeah, a 40-year-old I've had very little contact with, making a sexual pass at a 20-year-old is creepy. Very creepy. You defending it is also very creepy. It was a joke, but go off, Lamau. And then Poppy is saying, God, I get tired of oversensitive queers. Poppy can't help but broadcast her disdain for being rejected, blaming the other person for being too sensitive. Yeah, I was very uncomfortable with a 40-year-old soliciting me for sex when I'm not a sexual person. It was incredibly inappropriate. And then somebody else replies, what the f-? Don't do that unless you have a pre-established relationship with people and know they're cool with it. Like, that would weird me out too. And then this person, in their bio, you can see that they're 20. Speaking of which, Poppy and young women on Twitter. Try not to at me next time, thanks. Wait, you're 42? LOL, I'm 25. Please leave me alone, thank you. Some of these fall into a gray area on their own, but put side by side, they show a pattern. Remember, this is pretty rich, coming from Poppy. People near or in their 30s stop dating 19-year-olds. Challenge rating impossible. I've heard of like 6 situations in this in 2 weeks. Same excuses. Is it so hard to set a cutoff for people you officially date? Keep this tweet in mind from Poppy as you continue. That is wild because like somebody in their 30s, people near their 30s, like is less sus dating a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old than Poppy at 42 doing that. Also, didn't Poppy end up with Xena when they were early 20s? Anyways, carnal need for comfort where I'm touched and told I'm beautiful. Then Poppy replies with this meme, I volunteer! Then you can see on this person's Twitter profile, blank transautistic 23. So yeah, I personally, I think that I think it's unadvisable for people to be dating people who are at a different stage in their life from them, but it is hypocritical for Poppy to be saying that and then hitting on people who are this young. 23 years old. 2. Am I your type of girl? Yes! This person's also 23. Happy New Year. Pretty girl! That person's 21. 4. The trans community overly fetishizes girl dick while playing out the same tired games around neo-vaginas that society plays around natal vaginas all the time. Girl dick and girl vagina are both amazing, I've heard. Then Poppy replies, want to find out? This person is 19. Oh my goodness. Poppy is basically Tipster, but stickier? What the? Okay, I don't think Tipster is like, I don't think Tipster's actually seriously hitting on people. I think when Tipster hits on people, it's like in a joking kind of way. Like they're, like older people will often like flirt with people as a joke, but like not mean anything by it. And that they don't mean anything by it. But I don't think I ever want to read natal vagina ever again. What the is a natal vagina? Okay, this person says, I sometimes think that you guys don't like me, and I'm not as close with people as I think. Then Poppy replies, be my friend. And then this person is 19. This person tweets out, every older white guy looks like this to me, Lamau, or LOL. And then Poppy replies, you sure you're not a lesbian? I'm very sure I'm not. Weird. Weird? If every older white guy looks like that, how do you like guys? I mean, it's good look for a lot of guys. And one, I like TBH. It's just hella popular. Shrug! it. You guys earned this. Merry Christmas. And then, so I'm taking it that you guys really like this. And then Poppy replies, I mean, I like it. Not very gay. And then this person replies, oh God, I so would. Not even a second thought. Oh, I guess they're talking about the Simpsons character. Then Poppy replies, have you considered? This person replies, not sure either is my type, Lamau. Then Poppy replies, you are literally killing me. I tend to have this effect on people. Stop it! Damn, she's tall, LMFAO. And then Poppy says, I tried, but I'm too old, and you don't like girls. This post was deleted by the post author. What the No, let her cook. And then another post that we can't say, I would wreck the both of you like Princess Diana. Wow. Hi. Another post that we can't see, only if you're there. Great. I look forward to all of us meeting. This person is 19. This one's more extensive. My Twitch is good friends. For pennies a day, you can adopt a puppy. You can make sure she gets food, water, and her own crate to sleep in. And it's a quote tweet of this person. It's crazy how projection is real. It sounds so fake, like no you, but then Poppy fulfills everything she projects on others in real time so perfectly. She said, we're putting Freud back on. And then this person says, I think I'm going to get a dog tag for my collar soon. I need to think on the collar though. And then Poppy replies, I do like red. They just like me for real, for real. And then Poppy replies, I still need a puppy girl. I got that dog in me. Good girl. Be my pet. Woof, woof. Bark, bark. Good girl. Realizing that my biggest red flag is that I love Bethesda RPGs. I will train them with treats. I need this in my life. Keep offering. Very true. Be honest. Yeah, I have ... I'm not even reading that thing, that image, okay? You guys can read this image for yourself. You know, fine, I'll read it. Did you ever jay off to me? Be honest. And then this person replies, yeah, I have. Then Poppy replies, good girl. My tummy hurt all night. Someone save me. Oh, love, I wish I could rub your tummy. If you were my puppy girl, I could. When I move and have the time, I think we can make this wish a reality. You just let me know when you're ready, and I'll get you a nice collar and a tag and a crate. This horny posting on Maine. Okay. And then this is a picture, like a meme. Trans puppy girls, like, bulldozing over traditional family Christian values, sanctity of marriage, etc. And then Poppy tweets this out. Hey, when are you coming over? And then this yellow person says, hopefully soon enough. And they post a selfie, puppy girl hours. Poppy replies, mine. Yellow replies, true. Then there's this thread, which seems like an innocent enough explanation of Poppy's perspective on this particular form of kink until a sudden and unprompted switch up at the end. Oh boy. Cloudpea says, Miller. She's super based. She's so based. Just the way that she puts documents together, it's like amazing, really. Okay. So apparently this is supposed to have a twist. Let's see. Just one like and I'll destroy Tokyo at 3 a.m. for literally no reason. Say no more. And that's like a picture she posted. And then she's 24/7 dom/sub master/. They are hot. Can't be often or not. I don't know about often, but you probably have more knowledge about it. In my interactions with the community, generally speaking, it seems to be about a ratio like 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 seem to be relatively healthy, with clear understanding of when play needs to end for important things. A lot of them tend to be older men with younger women, and it often starts to take on that whole conservative thing going, that whole conservatives going after younger girls routine. You're one to speak, Poppy, but okay. I also think that there's a way in which that type of long-term vertical play kind of ruins play in and of itself. I'm not saying big scenes can't happen, or that you can't have extended play, but there does need to be a point where you return to the horizontal relationship, and there needs to be levels of equality. People still have bills to pay, jobs to go to. If you never take off the mask, then the mask stops being meaningful. If the whole part is about escapism and fantasy, 24/7 play kills that, because it's no longer fantasy or an escape, it's just your reality here and now. This has been a very good response. Thank you. TLDR, I really want to play with you. I also want to know you as you, not a puppy. All this time, this was this person's profile. Trans 19 puppy girl at heart. But remember, this went back at least as far as March, right? About that. My birthday and I want attention. Oh, they were 18. Remember. I know, right? As much as these people lie and claim that, as Luxander put it, go after barely legal trans girls, I don't date out of my audience, and my partners are 35, 30, 27, and 27. And the girl I'm talking to is 38. Poppy is 42. Fortunately, this person has since seen the light and gotten out. Please leave them alone if you know who they are, as I'm sure they, as everyone else on this list, would prefer to never think about any of this ever again. Oh, and this person blocked them too. They were 18. Oh no. Yeah, well, the point is just being illustrated that Poppy is a hypocrite for, like, calling anybody out on this. From Tumblr without checking the legitimacy / asking the other side. When will people stop believing out of context clips and screenshots with an editorialized narrative? Don't worry. We will cover this kid's lies soon. The joke was that she was a nice friend who was going into a similar field as Poppy. Shaking my head. Good for her. One more. Dude, doing Poppy's voice makes me dizzy. Poppy can hide behind claims that she doesn't check every profile, but she's made this mistake too many times for it to just be casually dismissed. Some of the tweets are innocuous enough on their own, but it gets to the point where the pattern is hard to ignore. She can say that she's just interested in pretty girls, but why does she keep doing this towards such young ones so often, many of them trans? But beyond that, what's the explanation for this? This person says, my new hoodie. Oh my god, you're so cute. Thank you. That is not some pretty trans girl posting a thirst trap. That one looks like a kid in a hoodie. A 20 spotted yin taken by... Okay. Then this person says, I'm so close to being a stripper. I swear to God, if I don't get blessed with a good job soon. And Poppy replies, you'll get there. 20 years old. This exchange on its own can easily be brushed off as a gray area, but let's talk about the big question here. Is this a real problem? And Poppy said it was immature for someone in their early 20s to date a 27-year-old. Saying it's immature for a 23-year-old to date a 27-year-old. This leaves no doubt in my mind about what kind of person Poppy is. When I was 23, I would think 27 was kind of old. I've always had a thing for, like, older guys, so for me, I probably would have gone for it, but yeah. Is this a real problem? So here's the interesting thing. Some of these are clearly sexual. I don't think 23 and 27 is like a bad age gap at all. But yeah, you want people in your own age range generally. It's just going to be more successful because they're closer to your like stage of life. Once you get past 30, I think it doesn't matter though. Is this a real problem? So here's the interesting thing. Some of these are clearly sexual while others aren't. She'll undoubtedly try to argue against the latter to make the rest seem irrelevant instead of addressing the actual point. But let's go with the good faith argument that they're not. The point being made here goes beyond any question of sexual intent. The problem is that there is, at the very least, a clear pattern of trying to establish parasocial relationships with very young people online. If they're trans, then she has extra clout of being able to help them get access to things they need to transition. She'd be their trans mom. Setting aside the question of whether or not it's okay to seek out these kinds of interactions, the main question is whether or not she's a safe person for these kids to look up to and grow emotionally attached to, even on that level. Poppy says, I'm so behind, but Poppy, the rapstress, is taking me out. I'm glad you like it. Dude, that's so gross. This bitch is 43, constantly going for late teens / early 20s, and that's not immature. That's totally okay and alright. Refusing to date people closer to your age isn't immature. I don't know. Setting aside the question of whether or not it's okay to seek out these kinds of interactions, the main question is whether or not she's a safe person for these kids to look up to and grow emotionally attached to, even on that level. We've already seen how that worked out for Dormiu. They offered it shelter and in-person support with a stressful experience, dismissively violated its boundaries, celebrated its harassment when it tried to speak out about its experience, and then publicly threatened it into silence with potential deportation back to the UK. Remember, Dormiu is trans. Wow, what a... That's crazy. You're gonna call ICE on somebody? Like, wow, okay. So I hope you understand if I fall into the camp of considering her an unsafe person for anyone to grow emotionally attached to. And that's not like, look, like, I'm just saying, as a person who seems to identify as a very far left person, like, it's wild that you're gonna call ICE. I wouldn't think it's hypocritical if it were anybody else, you know? So I hope you understand if I fall into the camp of considering her an unsafe person for anyone to grow emotionally attached to. We've seen how she uses favors and gifts after the fact to exert control and guilt trip people in her DMs with Haley at the very least. Eric says, hello, Ice. This person didn't want to f me. Deport them. Jesus. Hello, Ice. I'd like to report a British person on American soil. Amazing. One of the other things that I've learned about Poppy over the past half of a year, hearing people's testimonies and doing my best to verify them, is that she thrives on being an authority figure. This is consistent with her using whatever authority she has to lend credence to her attempts to control situations and conversations. Like when she tried to call Jessie Gender an abuser. I need to rest my throat. Give me a second, guys. Honestly, I'm going to be so glad when I'm done. Fire, have you been following this? I haven't seen you in a few days, so I don't know if you've been following this. It's so crazy. Okay, Poppy replies. Poppy makes a tweet. It says, after seeing Keffel's recent video on the SAS and watching it unfold here, I'm fully in favor of putting my entire clinical cred behind the notion that Jessie Gender and Soul Bunny are just abusers. The weaponization of mental health language and Soul Bunny's gaslighting. I've been busy. I'm about to start house hunting and ooh, congratulations. Plus vacation. I've been nice. Holy just got here. Hi, Gilded. How's it going? Setting aside the richness of comparing Poppy and Jessie's behavior, in light of any accusations of abuse, it's important to note that her desire to foster codependent pedagogical relationships has been a thing for a long time. Allegedly, this goes back at least as far as the saying she led for a while until it allegedly fell apart, allegedly because she allegedly dated her students, and allegedly one relationship in particular allegedly got so abusive that it allegedly resulted in the dissolution of Thunderdrum Zen. You can try looking it up, but as far as I've been able to find, it's been erased from the internet. However, we've got multiple testimonies, allegations from people who used to be close to her. Lux said it best. It's exceedingly easy to avoid accusations, says, in fairness, with the internet, people will accuse you of all manner of heinous for no reason other than petty dislike. That said, it's incredibly easy to debunk false claims by just not doing creepy to people. Then Luxander says, right, like people can make up accusations whole cloth, but if you're doing something creepy online, it's very easy to keep receipts. We should also mention that as far as we know, the current mod team for this who are intensely emotionally dependent on, there is zero objectivity possible there, and we are honestly deeply concerned about their well-being. Poppy will tell you that those people are happy and thriving under her care. But I would ask you to consider everything you've seen so far about how she handles relationships and power, and then consider whether or not any of those people might be in a position where they'd feel scared to speak up if Poppy ever made them feel anything other than happy and thriving. I'll quote Penny here. I don't buy it. Now, let's move on to what it looks like when Poppy and Xena have complete control over someone, such as their adult kid. Halson says she led Sungha. The Dharma transmission Poppy went through involved sending furry porn to her Zen teacher. That's so funny. Not still behind, but not essence of thought jumping in. But gone, Ethel. I have to visit that stuff because I don't know anything about it. I'm probably gonna go from here. Going from here, let's see what's in the rest of this. We've got the kid, aka Spawn, which is probably one of the worst ones. 5 parting thoughts. So going from here, we're probably going to visit their interview of Courtney Orchard and Courtney's video that she made. And I don't know where we're gonna go from there. There was the Doomer Media drama that was happening, but I think that's mostly done. And I don't know, maybe we'll visit a little bit of the Lily Orchard, Courtney Orchard stuff. So you guys will Spawn. This is the one that makes me the most angry. And I'm glad that Milena ended with this one, or at least kept us towards the end, because this is probably the worst one. This is probably the worst one. One of the ongoing threads in Peasy's narrative has been that they were abused by their adult child, the 23-year-old who escaped by sneaking their stuff out of their window last May, even though they were scheduled to move out within days. Yeah, imagine your household is so bad that you can't even wait days. You have to get out. They have since spoken up themselves and go by the alias Spawn. Peasy's claims include them being worried about their finances because Spawn emptied their own trust fund when they left. Spawn faking incompetence to get attention or get out of chores. and crying specifically to manipulate them and make Poppy dissociate. What they don't share is how Spawn has POTS, is 5'1" and weighs 80 pounds. Spawn also needs it to be made very clear that their weight is unrelated to how they've been treated by their parents. It's just how their body is, and 80 is a healthy weight for them due to a separate physical condition. Please do not focus on Spawn's weight as a reflection of abuse. It's only relevant in considering that Poppy is 6'2" and Xena is 5'8", and how it factors into any claims they make about power dynamics and physical confrontation. Okay, all right, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. Poppy says in this tweet, parents deserve less respect and need to better understand the immensity of their actions. You are bringing a sentient creature into the world, and all it takes is slapping genitals together. You don't even have to do it well. Recently, Spawn came forward with their own Tumblr to share their experiences. A few days ago, we dropped a doc compiling a bunch of the screenshots from Spawn into one place. These are the screenshots that were shared with me back in October, and the story they tell paints a very different picture. Before linking it or continuing with this section, please be aware that it can be extremely triggering to read, especially if you have similar trauma or are a parent yourself. Do not take that warning lightly. This gets rough at points. Here's the link we've selected a few to share below. And you guys remember, we already went through the Spawn document that actually I was infuriated. Okay. Oh, somebody here had asked me, I think it was Goblin, Romantic Goblin, had asked me, I don't know if Romantic Goblin's work yet. I did DM Patchwork on Discord, and they said that they're like not going to be open for an interview because they are just going to be like focusing on family stuff. So very unfortunate, very unfortunate. I would like to, yeah. This whole thing has been a massive drain on me. I'm trying to step away for a while and focus on myself and my family. So whatever, that's fine. So hopefully, sorry, my brain. Okay, so I don't know. I'm hoping that like maybe somebody else involved in this drama would be willing to like have an interview with me, but I'm not getting my hopes up too high, you know, especially somebody from that side to come and defend themselves, you know, I would like that. So how does Poppy feel about Spawn? From her Reddit account. This is Poppy's Reddit account. Trans woman here. Having kids. Already did it once, and that was way too much work. You were absolutely a girl, and you can be selfish. It's totally cool. So this is a reply to somebody asking, I know there's no checklist to prove I'm valid, but it still feels really invalidating to not like them. My big sister has 2 kids, and I just find them annoying and really stressful. But yeah, person says, having kids. Poppy. Already did that once and was way too much work. Don't worry, it gets worse. Start your this kid counters, guys. True. Oh, what is POTS? Okay, so this is relevant because you do want to know what it is. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it's a condition with your heart, right? And this person is like, I guess, why does my heart rate increase excessively with POTS? In most patients with POTS, the structure of the heart itself is normal. POTS symptoms arise from a combination of the following: lower amount of blood in circulation, excessive pooling of blood below the level of the heart when upright, elevated levels of certain hormones such as epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, and more norepinephrine, mainly released by the nerves. So the symptoms of POTS is severe and or long-lasting fatigue, lightheadedness with prolonged sitting or standing that can lead to fainting, brain fog, trouble focusing, remembering, or paying attention, forceful heartbeats or heart palpitations, nausea and vomiting, headaches, excessive sweating, shakiness, intolerance of exercise, or a prolonged worsening of general symptoms after increased activity, a pale face and purple discoloration of the hands and feet if the limbs are lower than the level of the heart. Condition of the heart: when I'm with you, the kitchen is closed, but I need food. Well, I don't think this kid is lying about anything, you know? POTS symptoms typically get worse in warm environments, in situations involving a lot of standing or waiting, if fluid and salt intake have not been adequate, such as after skipping a meal. In Spawn screenshots, we see them talk about being overworked to heat exhaustion when the AC was out for months, restricted access to the bathroom, even when it's to regulate their body temperature or treat their pain with a shower/bath, being forced to do chores all day, sometimes for over 7 hours straight, being deprived of food because PZ prioritized rules and scheduling over Spawn's health. PZ's eating food, drinks, and snacks that Spawn specifically got to accommodate its dietary needs. You did not pop that child out. Shut the fuck up, LOL. Hard work, please. Well, if you stopped considering Spawn your child when they were 13, yeah, you stopped considering them your child. Shut the fuck up, you know? I'm just reading the document as it is, okay? My mother's body was permanently damaged from pushing out my big head. Yeah. Poppy could have fixed the air conditioner, but they needed that $1,000 for furry porn instead. So true. Screenshots. Major content warning. These are a combination of screenshots from their group chat with PZ, photos of assignment sheets, yep, and their private Discord server for them and a few of their close friends. I'd also like you to keep an eye out for a particular theme. Xena taking every opportunity they can to drive a wedge between Poppy and Spawn. Yeah, and Xena is very, very insecure and feels threatened by Spawn. And why wouldn't they? Because Poppy has a history of going after people who are around Spawn's age or younger. So that would be a great idea to help this kid and grow your channel. Win-win, a GoFundMe for Spawn. That would be a good idea. I don't know if I try to reach out, I don't know how to get in touch with Spawn. I don't know if people would even give me access, right? So I want to see those assignment sheets. Did we see those already? Kind of. We've basically seen everything here, but we're just going to go over it again because I think Malena has a really good way of describing things and explaining things. And so I'd like to go over what she says, you know? 4-3-22. My mom has zero opinions on triggers. Me, person doesn't want to watch show because it's a trigger because of reason for trigger. My mom, did you tell them that's a answer? No, I didn't because it's not a answer. Then this person says, yeah, exactly. Like when I said one of my friends has a phobia of dogs and my mom went, did you tell them that they're a bad person? Like just because you love your dog doesn't mean someone's phobia isn't valid. Or when I say PDF jokes aren't funny and she called me too sensitive. I think Spawn goes by they, them. You can't eat you can't eat if you miss your scheduled time. This is pretty bad. Okay. I was late on getting to the kitchen today, and Xena told me I wasn't allowed to get lunch, which is not acceptable. I need food, especially because I need more food than I normally do. I get that I was late, but I need food. I should be allowed to get food when I need it. I'm sorry I was late, but I still need food regardless. Spawn, by the way, keep this in mind. Spawn pays rent and doesn't have free access of the place that they live in. Poppy responds, we have a schedule in our house. You need to follow that. Xena doesn't get personal time with constant interruption. While I agree with you that making lunch shouldn't be an issue, in the past the problem is that often lunch making has been noisy or time to overly interact with Xena. I will talk to Xena about the situation, but I need you to hold to our schedule. Talk later. You are also positive with COVID. That is an issue as well. Please remember that. The schedule as a whole is more important because it will prevent close eyes. One of the symptoms I've noticed is that COVID makes me significantly hungrier, which is the other reason this is such an issue. Imagine somebody is sick with COVID and they have medical conditions that make them need to frequently eat, and you're restricting their access in an apartment that they help or in a house that they help pay rent for. Oh, Beach Sloth has a great response here. Xena would take care of Spawn's COVID, but she can't. She was in her Discord. Okay, I don't want to make any allegations against Sloppy that are unfounded, okay? So, 628, begging for jelly. Convinced Xena is genuinely trying to starve me. I was about to make spaghetti, and Xena told me to make something quick because they needed food and I should have gotten food. Then I go to make a PBJ, but realize I don't have any jelly. So I asked my parents if I can use their Smucker's brand one, and they say yes. Already put peanut butter on one half of the sandwich at this point. Realize the Smucker's jelly is moldy and smells really bad. So I ask if I can use the other jelly in the fridge that's Xena's for, need I remind you, one singular sandwich. Xena says no and goes, if I let you use it, then I won't have any left. My mom has to convince them to let me use their jelly for one singular sandwich. What a crazy person. If you're a family, it doesn't matter how old your kid is, right? They have COVID and they live with you. Why aren't you taking care of them? Why aren't you checking on them? Why aren't you making sure that they have access to eat? What is wrong with you? That's not how families are supposed to operate, the way that they operate this house. Okay? I don't give a if that person has COVID and they already have another medical condition, somebody should be taking care of them. You can do that while you're working. You work from home. I wonder when the last time Spawn has had a home-cooked meal. I wonder. Chase, I think we have a claims lawyer in the Discord. Unfortunately, I don't think she wants to touch this with a 10-foot pole. Oh yeah, Chase said, I think Spawn has a very good case for a civil suit if they were paying rent whilst having common and necessary living areas restricted to them. Yeah. And then Nick says, Poppy told us last night she bathes once a month, like it was some kind of own. Wait, when did Poppy do that? I would definitely tell Spawn to talk to an attorney about all of this and ask about options, especially with a lot of evidence already being archived. She could have fed Spawn, but she was still washing their toddler clothes. Oh my god, Gilded. Wait, Xena's on disability and Spawn naturally weighs 80 pounds. That's a good point, Glitterbell. That's a good point. But yeah, I mean, I have family members that don't live with me, and if they get sick, like, you know, the expectation is still that, like, you drive over and you give them something depending on how sick they are, right? If they're really sick. At least my family didn't institute alone time in the kitchen. She siphoned money out of the trust fund Spawn's dead mom left to buy surgeries for herself and justified it by calling it rent. Wait, Nick, where did you see that? Where did you see that Poppy talked about that? Okay, August 6th, always wrong. I'm so tired. I could literally do anything in the world and Xena would yell at me for it. They want a baby gate in front of my door to keep the dog out of my room. Hello? Am I still connected? I got a notification that I got disconnected. Hello? Am I connected? Or this legit makes me feel gross. I pulled up the article. Where did I find that article last night? I don't remember it. I believe you, Nick. I believe you. Okay. Hi, welcome back, Deep Sea Monster. Okay, you're still here. Okay, I didn't drop it all for a lot of you. Okay, all right, cool. I have to look back at that stream and see. Okay. Always wrong. Sorry. I'm so tired. I could literally do anything in the world and Xena would yell at me for it. They want a baby gate in front of my door to keep the dog out of my room. We've had the baby gate for a week, but it hasn't been taken out of its box yet. I decided to put it up so my parents didn't have to deal with it. You know, trying to do a nice thing. Xena yells at me for 30 minutes for it and threatens to kick me out of the house because I can't follow instructions. And talks about how I haven't been doing my chores and how they've had to pick up the slack, ignoring the fact that, 1, the reason I wasn't doing my chores a month ago was because I had COVID. 2, I've had to pick up their slack for years. 3, I have been doing chores, just later than normal. Bro, what the was, and that's sad. Yeah. Firechild, no, you're not connected. Nice. The last time I had an argument, Xena said, like, you want to be independent, yet you can't remember to take out your trash after you were sick in it. Like, bro, it's one thing I had to be reminded of. My mom is all like, I don't think you could ever repair. I'm so tired. Does the dog also have headmates? Oh my. I love you, Luxander, monarch that you are. Its video on this situation is a true mic drop. I'll have to take a look at that. Then you hear Poppy side it, and it is, I needed 4 people to exclusively sext me daily. Okay. My hair keeps coming in my face. Okay. 8:16, house meetings. House meetings are cult behavior. I'm sorry. House meetings are cult behavior. Every house meeting I ask for unrestricted access to the kitchen. Every house meeting my parents tell me my access to the kitchen isn't restricted. Every time I go into the kitchen, outside of my allotted time, I get yelled at. And this time, when I brought that up, that thing mentioned at house meeting, Xena went, we didn't say if you want something changed, you have to bring it up at house meeting. Then, 10-4, don't do tone indicators. Like, Xena finds anything to bitch at Spawn for. Is this what you want? /Jen. We are not doing / here. I can't function with that. If you can't communicate tone over text, then you need to talk to us in person. Then, Spawn replies, I just didn't want it to be taken as rude. How would you prefer I communicate tone over text if tone tags don't work? Xena replies, text like normal, tone tags don't work for everyone and are constantly changing. During house meetings, Poppy talks about all the people she's sexually harassed on Twitter. Oh my god. Chase says, I'm reading up on Michigan tenant/landlord law, and if Spawn was paying monthly rent, even without a rental agreement, they are a month-to-month tenant and protections would apply. Good point. This is unapologetically ableist. Tone tags take minimal effort and are generally helpful when avoiding miscommunications. It's also such a tiny thing to get mad at. 10-14, your time is not your own. Spawn says, sorry, but I can't put off doing my dishes any longer. You can't spring chores on me the day of and expect me to drop everything to do them. I'll still get done what I can from this list, but my dishes will take priority. Then Poppy replies, Spawn, do your dishes first. You can get the list done too. If something isn't working, we can move it to Sunday. You have to focus on the dishes and get them done efficiently. They should only take 30 minutes-ish. Please get moving now. And yes, you can be told things the day you do not have a job. Full stop. Okay, again, what the f does Xena do in the house? That they have no responsibilities, but Spawn has all of them. Spawn replies, telling me things day of is fine, but it's more of a, you can't expect me to drop everything to do whatever it is. Poppy replies, I absolutely can. You have no job and are not in school. If you want to talk further, come out here. But also telling me things day of is not super helpful for my autism/ADHD, because I need to have a concrete plan of what's happening each day. Fair, but this is why we had a comprehensive schedule and you didn't hold to that. And Xena says, oh, let me move the Xena thing here. Then Xena says, also, accommodations need to be discussed ahead of time. It is not fair to make boundaries and expect them to be held to when people don't even know what they are. Plus, you aren't the only one with disabilities. How many documents are there? Jesus Christ. There are 4 so far. Actually, there might be 5. Suddenly, I became Mr. Crass. Hi, Matt, also. Cloudpea says, I'm getting evaluated for POTS in a couple of weeks, partially because this drama made me realize I have a lot of these symptoms. Interesting. So curious how Poppy's alters would interact with Spawn. Stardust needs to become a video game voice actor? Why? Okay, then Spawn replies to Xena, I've told you guys this before, but it's understandable that you'd forget, so I can't be mad at that. Then Spawn is venting in their vent channel. Xena assumed I was trying to be an asshole when I was like, I get how you could forget a dick. And then Xena goes, I write everything down, so it's not possible. I forgot. Clearly, you just didn't tell me. I've told you this at least 5 times. October 30th. Drop chocolate. Mickey Mouse and Mr. Krabs horrible couple. Okay. How to fight with Xena. Because I forgot to pick up a chocolate bar that fell on the floor when I was out of it from POTS. Sorry, let me read this again. Had a huge fight with Xena. Had a huge fight with Xena because I forgot to pick up a chocolate bar that fell on the floor when I was out of it from POTS. And it was a personal choice that I hadn't had lunch yet because I apparently still had food in the fridge/freezer. Food that I either A, didn't know existed after looking for it, B, would take me 20 minutes or more to make, which I couldn't afford to do because the pharmacy closes at 6. And then when I said I was having POTS issues, I was accused of lying about POTS because I hadn't mentioned it earlier in the conversation, despite me saying all these symptoms I was having, and also that even if it were true, that it's still my fault because I made a personal choice not to eat. And after accusing me of lying, Xena wouldn't let me talk and kept interrupting me. Xena and Poppy are allowed to be out of it, but if I'm out of it, it's due to personal choice apparently. And I tried to end the conversation, but Xena wouldn't let me. So everyone is allowed to end arguments, but I'm not. A chocolate bar fell on the floor. I can't leave until I find a job, but I don't have energy to... Xena did this to, I think Xena did this to with Spawn, honestly. Okay, Poppy here says, hey, we need help. The tortillas bag was burned by the toaster oven and is making everyone sick. We threw them away, but we need the trash taken out. No one else has used them. Please be more careful. This is a health hazard for me. Spawn says, okay, yeah. Next time this happens, please tell us immediately. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the toaster oven. Please clean the toaster oven once it is fully cooled. Spawn replies, it wasn't me. It was no one else. And you literally came out of your room with a mask on. This should premeditative knowledge of the smell. No one else used tortillas in the last several days. I came out with a mask on because I smelled stuff. Only this wasn't premeditative. I came out to make food and smelled stuff, so I immediately went to grab my mask. The tortillas weren't ever anywhere near the toaster either. I do all my food prep on the island. Then Poppy replies, Spawn, the only person who used the toast was Xena, and they made me toast. So how did the bag get burned if you are the only person using tortillas right now? Spawn says, I used them yesterday, not today as well. I don't know. Fair enough. But I never had them near the toaster when I made stuff, and I had no idea anything happened until just now, because they couldn't smell it from my room. Now, the only right thing they have if they are upset at Spawn is to serve them an eviction notice. Everything they are doing besides that is arguably illegal against a tenant. They don't have the right to control Spawn's life or make them get a job, just serve a notice of eviction. Premeditative knowledge of the smell. You mean having a nose. Xena's vindictive enough to frame Spawn. Just look at them through all of these docs. Oh, of the same name. Yeah, I agree. Is Xena so incompetent that they couldn't have noticed and removed the tortillas before using the toaster? I don't know. I guess not. They seem pretty incompetent. They talk about weaponized incompetence from Spawn. They are like the example of that. Okay, so Poppy replies to Spawn, says, I can demonstrably prove you did it tonight. I will let this go for now. But should something like this happen again, the person responsible will be buying me a new one. Okay, so then Spawn posts, Xena saw me without a mask on at first too. I came back out after to grab a mask. And because Xena forgot that first time, I apparently planned to atom bomb my house. Then this person replies, I think I said this before, but it feels so unnerving how your mom talks to you like she's your boss. Like living there with her is your job. And I don't know. Maybe that's just how she talks about, but looking at this makes me go, neutral face. I like how everything in the house is your fault now, even if you physically were incapable. Astounding. Sarcasm. Spawn replies, I genuinely have no idea how the tortillas got there. They weren't there this morning when I had to move stuff out of the way from the toaster oven. Also, if it were me, then the smell would have happened this morning when I made bagels. Someone else put the tortillas there, and Xena is the one who ran the toaster without checking if there were flammable things near it. Your mom's voice, you moved them with your mind near the toaster oven to kill us. Now you must clean the toaster oven and also the entire apartment. Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, it's just, I think Xena did that. Are we going over this again? This is a different document, Firechild. We're just going over, like, the treatment of Spawn here as Malena writes it out, because we went over the original, but Malena basically made a master document of everything that happened. So, if anything, that makes this Xena's fault, not mine. God, when I smelled it, I was like, that's Drano, right? But my parents would never use Drano, so I was really confused. Then I was like, did my package arrive early and the product arrived early and leaked everywhere? That also didn't make sense because Geiger counters don't have liquid in them. I don't know if the child has a master's degree. How do you pick up tortillas? I've met cats and dogs smarter than Xena. Tonight we were going over the book of Malena, yeah. Then I was like, all right, here. I didn't assume burnt plastic because we accidentally burnt plastic on the toaster oven before and nothing happened other than there's plastic stuck to the glass. My mom didn't used to talk to me like that. I think her therapist training rotted her brain. Actually, no. Thinking about it, she's just like that in arguments. Like, I don't think blaming anyone for this will get anyone anywhere. But if we were to blame someone, that blame should fall to the last person to use the toaster oven. If I'm supposed to check for things around the toaster every time I use it, then you are too. Like, even if I did leave tortillas near the toaster oven, the onus is still on Xena for not checking. Guys, did you know that I actually love waging chemical warfare on my parents? LOL, I'm so quirky. I love it a lot more if it wasn't going to also affect me. Dum dum. It is getting a bit redundant. I apologize for the redundancy. The question isn't whether Xena did it or not. They obviously did. The question isn't even whether Xena blamed it on Spawn to Poppy. They obviously did. The only question that came up when discussing this within our group was whether Xena intentionally burnt the bag to cause another problem between Poppy and Spawn. I'm here for Malena's kind of evaluation of this, because I think Malena really knows the dynamics of this group well. Malena really knows the dynamics of the other people who've interacted with Poppy and Xena. And Malena really knows, like, the character of these people, right? So I'm here for Malena's analysis of these situations. Still funny, but holy, yeah. The question that came up when discussing this within our group was whether Xena intentionally burnt the bag to cause another problem between Poppy and Spawn. However, this goes into the territory of assigning intent, so I want to avoid that level of speculation and only bring it up here to address it before it becomes a public debate. The important part is that even if you gave it the charitable reading of Xena f***ing up and trying to avoid blame, they literally then use the situation to undermine Poppy's trust in her own child. And the sad part is how easily they were able to do that. And you can see in Poppy's message to Spawn just how readily she was already choosing her partner over the child she'd been raising since birth. Yeah, it's terrible. You don't stop being a parent when a child is hard. November 7th, Xena ignores scheduled kitchen time. Wow. So they get on Spawn for scheduled kitchen time, but they don't. They're above that rule. Wow. Okay. Spawn says, "I hate my family. My designated dinner time was 7. Guess who wasn't allowed to make an actual meal at 7 because half the time you don't make food at 7. Oh, so Spawn shows up at 7, and because of other times, you're just deciding that Spawn doesn't get to make food at 7. Okay. And then this person replies, "Why? At this point, they're just making up." I agree with that. Spawn says, "Well, you see, Xena was hungry." Oh, right. All important, all knowing, can't do any wrong, Xena. Don't you remember Xena is more important than literally everyone else? Question: why the fuck do you have a dinner time, but Xena can go as they please? And then Spawn replies, "See this?" And then this person says, "Do you also have a designated nap time? Do they still think you're 5? Because what in..." Then Spawn says, "I did. I had to go to bed at 12:30 until like July." Family be like, "I know you're a grown adult, but you are a prisoner now." And Spawn says, "Yep, I still pay rent." They still make you pay rent on top of all this? This sounds like a Airbnb, not the place you live at this rate. I also have to buy, Spawn says, "I also have to buy a majority of my own food, and because I don't have a job, I'm expected to do chores literally whenever they want." Terrible. Like, whatever, I guess because my parents would be making me pay for rent if I didn't already contribute to the household income. But at least my parents don't randomly decide I won't be allowed to eat for the rest of the night because someone else wants to eat and they're suddenly more important than me. Spawn says, "Granted, we all split all food payment equally, but they usually won't go shopping for my food because, again, they're more important than me." Jesus. Okay. Then Spawn shows a message from Poppy. "FYI, and things to do for Spawn. 1. We need to schedule with MRS. Call them now. 2. You need to find a job and get up at 10 a.m. each day. 3. Discord needs to be closed from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Focus on finding a job. 4. Poppy and Xena are planning to move to Plank within the next year. You must be independent by then. 5. Failure to abide by these will result in throttled internet, paying for your own phone. 6. I am sick. I need help around the house. You have to do chores. I am going to assign certain ones that are house-specific, such as kitchen cleaning and bathroom cleaning. We can sit down and talk about all these more in detail, but we need movement on this stuff before May." They must stay at some wild Airbnbs. Most of the Airbnbs I've stayed at didn't have angry fish demanding rent. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. This is funny at first, but now it's making me angry. It's not, it's something to be angry about. It absolutely is, Spectre. This is something absolutely to be angry about. They are mistreating somebody, and they are putting Xena above all of Spawn's needs. At 22, a lot of kids still want guidance and still want approval and still want to talk about life with their parents. They want to, they still want these things. And Poppy is completely unwilling, has completely detached, and puts Xena above Spawn for everything. Spawn was apartment hunting during this, but these two did everything they could to keep Spawn around until they were going to leave. Okay, Spawn says, "What do I even do about this? They're gonna throttle my internet? Bessie, I can't find a job if I don't have internet. I just asked them to hold off on it until Monday, at least, so we can talk about it. I don't know what to do. They're literally expecting me to be just solely job hunting for 8 entire hours. Also, yeah, I'm sick, so you need to do my chores, But when Spawn is sick, Spawn's still responsible for all of the same things, and nobody chips in to help Spawn. Nobody chips in to take care of Spawn. This is not a family. I'm sorry." And this person replies, "I am sick. You have to do chores. But you are also sick. God, what the Spawn replies, "Exactly. They constantly hold it against me that I'm not doing chores, but they never ask me to do them. Like, if you just asked me, then I would be doing them. Also, I literally haven't been able to go grocery shopping in like an entire month because they won't let me buy any fridge food or freezer food. Honestly, the chores part isn't what bothers me. It's the fact that they're going to take away my ability to talk to my friends, my one lifeline in all this mess. Literally the only thing keeping me sane. Not even joking. If I'm cut off from my friends, I will actually Minecraft. I think, like, They've tried cutting me off from friends like 3 times in the past, and every time it caused me to spiral downward. They've tried cutting me off from my friends like 3 times in the past, and every time it caused me to spiral downward. So now they're even gonna be isolating me. Also, the hypocrisy of my mom is gonna make me pay for my phone bill as a punishment, but she also doesn't want me spending my trust fund on bills. Imagine having an anglerfish on you for wanting food in the fridge or for yourself. Yeah, it's crazy. Deep Sea Monster says, Star, have you noticed in the videos since Spawn has escaped, these two have been complaining about the house falling apart. Them just bitching about it confirms for me that Spawn is telling the truth. Yeah, I agree. And their defense of themselves, the video where they talk about Spawn, doesn't help them. It makes them look worse. Hi, Kangalope. How's it going? This is something to genuinely be mad about, guys. If you're feeling angry about this, it's something to be mad about. I think it's funny to laugh at Poppy and Xena because they're absolute degenerates and they're losers who deserve nothing in life and probably going to lose everything that they have, right? I think that's hilarious. Laugh at that. But the way that they treated Spawn is despicable. This is not how you treat family. This is not how you guide an adult child, somebody who's still under your guidance, somebody who still requires guidance. And to put your partner above your child, it doesn't matter what age your child is, okay? Especially in their early 20s, like, and you know your child's medical conditions, you know? This was the part that made me the most angry. When I read over the document that detailed all this stuff, it really, really upset me. So I may be doing the bit with the anglerfish, right? But it is something that is very upsetting. It is absolutely despicable. They run their house like a cult. And, I grew up with a, pretty, Indian families are very, very, restrictive, right? They're very, very restrictive. And this is just next level. How emotionally abusive they are here. It's next level, okay? Because Indian families, we're known for having super restrictive families, super restrictive, pretty strict rules, very strict environment. This is just next level. This is just, it's just terrible, And my friends used to comment on growing up, my friends used to be like, oh my God, you can't do anything. So, but imagine restricting access to your kid to common living areas. And then you use the excuse after the fact, oh, well, the pipes make too much noise. You work from home. You can handle it, okay? Spawn pays rent. You can handle it. Your clients can handle a little pipe noise. She went on stream and proudly announced how Spawn wasn't going to come before Xena to her, as if it wasn't spelled out enough without her stating it. Yeah? Not only do the dishes, but write an essay about it afterwards. What the Chase says, I would argue that it's also illegal. You're right, Chase, it is illegal, and I would highly recommend Spawn to seek legal advice, because I think you're right. You made a decent argument. Spawn is paying rent and has restricted access to these common areas that they need. Spawn, we need you to write a 10-page essay about what vacuuming the living room means to you. Okay, so this friend replies, oh wow, that's so awful. What the yeah, okay. Having a job is good, but this is not the way to do it. Also, by the way, we're moving to blank, so you're gonna have to get the out in the next year, LOL. They're acting like you're 50 years old in their basement or something, but even then, there isn't anything inherently wrong with that. Yeah. Not just even common living areas, but essential areas, kitchens and bathrooms. Yeah, I hope they sue. I think that I think that they should, but they would have to find a lawyer that would be willing to give them a discount or something. And also, a lot of these kinds of disputes, I don't know if the eventual payout will be worth it, How long has Poppy been with her partner that's more important than her child? About 6 to 7 years. You can't cut off a tenant from essential services, and the moment you start paying rent, those protections are afforded to you. That's good to know, Chase. If anybody who knows Spawn is listening to this, please tell them that message, okay? I don't even know what they would get if they won. Unwashed laundry, fish food, burned tortillas, maybe some monetary stuff. I don't know if the monetary gain will be enough, but it's worth looking into, Many times consultations are free. They can just call around a few places. I had to hire a lawyer last year for something. Oh, okay. Yeah, just get a reputable person, Spawn says, I at least have my own bank account now. We just got off the phone with my credit union, and the person I was talking to kept trying to make sure I was safe and stuff, because I'm not going to lie about why I need the new account. It's not like I haven't been trying to find a job either. I've been looking. No one's experienced in like 5 languages that I've never heard of. Then here's another one. Note, 11:30 was a Thursday. Okay, November 30th. Okay. Can you give me until Monday before these are put into place? At least I need to figure things out. Time to fix sleep schedule and allow time for us to discuss this because I don't agree with all of it. Yeah, that would be something to figure out with the actual attorney. I don't know if they could push their legal fees onto Poppy or not. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, then Poppy says, yes, starting Monday is fine. To be clear, though, it isn't about agreeing with it. It is my rules for the house. I am willing to negotiate some, but I am not willing to change some of these. We need to get moving on this stuff, and our lease is up in May. We need these things figured out one way or another then. We could talk more this weekend. I have work tonight. So, November 30th was a Thursday. December 1st. I wonder, so Saturday. Stress is getting me. My hair's falling out again. Girl, help. I'm now going to have a panic attack every time my internet goes down. Stress is getting to me. My hair's falling out again. Oof, good point by... It's just over the past year, right? I highly doubt that this is new. I bet this has been going on since Xena entered the picture. And maybe there was even neglect before then, especially since Poppy seems to put her partners above her child at all times. Wouldn't that be the weekend of Thanksgiving? I doubt they celebrate Thanksgiving together, Miss April Dawn. I don't think this is a family. I don't think you can reasonably call this a family. This is not how you treat family members. You care about their health over stupid rules, you know? This is not a family. This is not how you treat family, and it's disappointing because I know that people in this community and anybody who's defending this, I know, you know what it's like. You know what it's like to have family disown you. You know what it's like to have unsupported family members. And you're not going to call it out when it's happening in your own community. You're not going to recognize it. Disappointed and disgusting. You know, and disgusting. Really. They should know better. They really should. December 7th, rules over health. Bond says, Xena got pissed at me for not coming out of my room exactly at 8. I came out at 8:05. Despite the fact that typically they will summon me when they need me for chores, but suddenly being 5 minutes late is the worst crime imaginable. Yeah, just call local places, see what they will say, get different opinions. They get lots of calls. No one will yell at Spawn just for calling. Calling a lawyer was a great decision for me. They treat Spawn like every bigoted conservative dad treats their gay kid. Possibly worse. Arguably worse, honestly, in a lot of cases. This person replies, kill, bite, maim. Spawn says, also the fact that it's never a problem if they're even hours late to doing a chore they said that they were going to do. But if I'm 5 minutes late for mine, suddenly it's horrible. Also, I woke up at 11, and up until this week, I've always woken up at 11, and there's never been a problem. And guess who wasn't allowed to get breakfast because of that? Then here's Spawn asking in a group chat, I guess. Can I please get sliced cheese, jelly, and pizza rolls from the grocery store? I'm out of all of those, which means I don't really have any food to eat other than pasta. Then Xena says, yo, the rules are not changing. Fridge cleaning needs to be completed first. If you have issues, Poppy finishes work in an hour. Then Spawn replies, the pharmacy closes at 8, and I also need to grab prescriptions. I won't be able to eat at 7 because I'll have to go right at 7 if I have to wait around another hour. Love when your parents care more about rules than their kid eating. 1212, parent, derogatory. Spawn says, Xena just said to me, I'm starting to feel like I'm your parent and not your housemate. Ma'am, wait, Xena is like, I'm starting to feel like your parent. Are you not the step parent? I'm sorry, are you not the step parent? You bitch. Anybody who is part of like a marginalized group or part of like, you know, any group, any person who's ever been mistreated by family has no right to be acting like they're morally above anybody else, especially if you're on the left, right? You're all about like compassion for people. If you're on the left, none of you are allowed to act like you're morally righteous if you're still sticking by Xena and Poppy after this. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. Anyway, sorry. I'm starting to feel like your parent, not your housemate. You are dating my mom? Does that makes you my parent by default, or at least a step parent. You should feel like a parent. That is your job. For clarification, this is because she's mad that she keeps having... Did you go over this doc already? So, this is a different document we're going over. This is Malena kind of sharing specific screenshots and explaining things in her words. Generally, who is sticking by these people outside of their Discord server? Well, that's who I'm addressing. I'm addressing anybody who is watching this who might be from that community and still sticking by them. This is not how you treat family. They even admitted it with the Xena, copy of conversation with Spawn. Ask Spawn to take care of their food packaging that they left in the kitchen. They did so. I explained that they need to pick up for themselves because I have to move their packaging multiple times over the last week. I said I was starting to feel like a parent picking up after a kid and not a housemate. I asked them to work on the skill. They responded with yes. Though they paraphrased their admits to not wanting to feel like a parent instead of a housemate, they talked about being your parent. Spawn replies yes. Malena says, this was at the end of last year. Spawn, they regularly said that they didn't want to be my parent, but they literally control my entire life like one. Malena says that's what's kind of blowing my mind. They exerted strict control over you on absolutely absurd levels, but they didn't consider themselves to be your parent. And then Spawn replies, apparently. It's crazy. Oh, that's cool. I'm Cools. Can you search if they've mentioned me? I'm Cools. Can you see if they've mentioned me at all? Just Control F and search for Stardust. Okay, they were exposed for dating a predator back in the day, so they've always been careful. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Nothing, but they have their upper level Discord locked. Okay. What did Xena have to say about this less than a month ago? Wow. Finally trying again to make the house feel like ours. Set it up to meet our needs, feel safe again. Don't get it twisted. What Poppy's adult kid, and my kid did too, did to us was emotional abuse. So many of my keepsakes were broken over the years. That's what children do. Children, even adult children, will accidentally break things. Hello? Then Galaxy Xena basically says, "Oh, you know what? Let me read this in the Xena voice. Sorry. Finally trying again to make the house feel like ours. I set it up to meet our needs. Feel safe again. Don't get it twisted. What Poppy's adult kid and my kid did too did to us was emotional abuse. So many of my keepsakes were broken over the years. I miss my mom my ass. They weren't a weepy child. They've never said that shit in their life until the last month or two. Even when they did miss Poppy's company, they never talked like that. All they ever did was ask for the time and show up for that agreed upon time. Needless to say, they sucked at both of those steps. There's something that we tried to work on with them for years, but a variety of different approaches, therapy, and skills. No matter what we did, it wasn't enough. This issue has been going on for years. It has broke all of our tortillas. Yeah. And my kid too. I can't believe Spot abused me by trying to shower regularly. Xena, yeah. It's insulting that Xena claims to be a parent in any capacity, and I'm not even a parent. It is insulting. Xena doesn't deserve the title. She used the title in a derogatory way. You don't deserve that title. Many years now, when I say show up, I mean go to their bedroom to the couch in the living room. That's it. And asking for time could be verbal over text or over text if it was during the workday. That's it. That's all. Again, I'm talking about an adult. Okay. Still the child of your partner. And again, children in their 20s still want parental guidance. They still want parental approval. They still want love and affection. And they clearly don't get any from Poppy. Poppy's not a parent either. I refuse to call Poppy a parent. And is only willing to say Spawn is their kid too because that would give them some speckle of authority they crave. Yeah. How many people lived in that house? How come they need a schedule to share the kitchen and bathroom? We never had to do that growing up. You just ask everyone if they need to pee before you hop in. Yeah. Hey, Rowan, getting caught up at 2 times speed, about 1 hour and 20 minutes behind. I don't think age gaps are necessarily a problem, but It can definitely be a red flag if someone habitually goes after much younger people. Oh yeah, I tend to agree with that. If they have only been dating for 6 or 7 years, then Spawn was 18. You're 24 now, minus 6. Because, you know, they exaggerate everything is probably like 4 or 5 early. I don't know. This is what Xena is referring to when they say, I miss my mom, my ass. Spawn is in a Discord message saying, yeah, I miss when my mom was nice to me. December 24th, Xena stops Poppy from being nice to Spawn. Ugh. Xena imposing arbitrary rules for no reason other than to screw me over. After Xena was done in the bathroom, Mom was gonna let me go real quick, and Xena got mad. Cause it's Poppy's turn though, and kept fighting my mom on it and putting words in my mouth cause clearly their interpretation of the situation is the correct one despite being told the direct opposite. Like, Poppy already agreed to letting me do this. This literally only affects her. Why are you fighting us on it? So, of course, my mom caves, and now it takes forever in the bathroom. You know, like, also, assuming what I know about Spawn, I think they have, like, a female biology. And if that's the case, you're more at risk for developing UTIs and kidney infections than other people. So you have to use a bathroom regularly. You know? It's crazy. Before you have that, like, the female biological, like, you know, thing, you can't hold it like that, you know? It's bad for you. You can get a UTI, which can eventually lead to a kidney infection, which can eventually lead to you dying, you know? It's crazy. I'm telling y'all, they have a fetish for abusing power and humiliation. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, bladder incontinence. Yeah, it can lead to that too. Restricting, like, yeah, it's not something to fuck with. If I know my details correctly, I'm pretty sure that they are, you know, they have that makeup. So, holding your pee too much can mean eventually you can't hold your pee anymore. It's like a weird joke from God. Yeah. So, it's, you know, stupid. January 9th. 2023. But Stardust, they had the perfect pee schedule for Spawn. There's no way they could have gotten a UTI. Sarcasm. Spawn goes by they, them. But if I recall correctly, they are AFAB, which means they have a female biology, which means your urethra is generally less long than that of somebody who has a male makeup, right? UTIs untreated, and knowing how neglectful these parents are, they don't even take care of their kid when they're sick. It doesn't matter if your kid's an adult, they're still your kid. Knowing how neglectful they are, that can turn into a kidney infection, and that can turn into death. So, you know, good for them. Parents of the year here. Deep Sea Monster says, if Spawn got a UTI, I doubt Xena or Poppy would take them to the doctor or pharmacist for medicine. They already refuse to do it for Spawn's other medications. Yeah. Okay. January 9th, 2023. 7+ hours of chores. Spawn says, God, Xena is so frustrating. Xena over text. Be done with whatever you're doing by 5:20 so you can start chores. Me, gets home at 5:16. Xena, you're late. You need to be on time for things. I'm sick of having to yell at you for this. Then Spawn, but you told me 5:20. It's 5:16. Xena, you can't go but this. You made an agreement to be home by 5 verbally when I asked you right before you left. It's totally reasonable to expect me home in less than an hour when you know it takes 10 to 20 minutes to get there and 10 to 20 minutes to get back. And I have to deal with customs at the post office and deal with the pharmacy and buy food. Also jumping me with verbal agreements when I am hard of hearing. You got a UTI because Xena was hogging the bathroom? That's a personal choice, yeah. Even if we assume Z showers, it's clear that Z doesn't wash their hair. P's color also fades so fast she clearly shampoos too often, as if Z will absorb the extra hair wash via osmosis. Rowan, that's so out of pocket, but I love it. Me literally doing chores from noon to literally right now, and it's 7:01 p.m. this timestamp. Parents, okay, now that you're done with that list of chores, here's the next list. You're not allowed to use your computer till this is done. Also your fault you were working that long, so you can't be mad about having to do more work. The list. And this is insane. They have such specific instructions for each chore here. They're telling them, you know, all these different, like, I'm sorry, when did you need a deep cleaning? Also, every time they give me a list of chores, they add extra steps that weren't there the last time and then are confused by why it's taking me longer. Then this person says, it shouldn't take our kid this long to do chores. Yes, we are adding more every single time, but we don't get it. Statements dreamed up by the utterly deranged. Look, I'm just saying that like, it's fine if you want somebody to clean things, but like, they give such specific instructions. This is like what you would do if like you just want somebody to deep clean the house for you. Chase says, what in God's name are they doing in the bathroom that much? Because they look like they haven't been in a bathroom since before bathrooms were just bushes. Statements dreamed up by the utterly deranged. So Spawn says, also, this time they said my complaints were kid excuses. So now they're just blatantly infanted tonight. I literally said I wanted to do it tomorrow, and they're like, I'm not comfortable with that. Well then, they don't get done, period. So, parents talked it over. These are the two fairest options, they said. Option 1, I do the entire list tonight. Option 2, I don't do the entire list tonight, and my internet gets shut off. The kicker about option 2 is the way they wrote it is that if I miss even one check on that list, still counts as the second option. If I was Spawn's friend, I would have sent them a mini fridge and microwave for the room. You know that they would lose their shit if they had that in their room, right? They talk about how forgetful I am. The way they wrote, the kicker about option 2 is the way they wrote it is that if I miss even one check on that list, still counts as a second option. Yeah, and they use this later. They weaponize this later. They talk about how I'm forgetful, but guess which one of us left the stove on for several hours? And guess who used someone else's toothbrush? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't me. Also, here's an interesting comparison now that we have all this info here. Okay. Also, here's an interesting comparison. With segment, everything comes out. This is an all or nothing. Twitter, Tumblr, everything. We find anything anywhere, even so much as a like on a Noe post. Deals off. Like this all correlates with how they treat, you know, when you look at, I'm glad that I read the Spawn document first, because then when I went through the other documents, like talking about Noe and talking about Dormio and all these other people, I was able to have all this context. And it's like, okay, their behavior is consistent. Spawn isn't making this up. This is something that they would do. Gotta love abusers threatening to expose their own actions, thinking they were exposing their child. Yeah. There's a strong pattern of behavior they do with everyone. Yeah, they do. How did Poppy even hold down a job for as long as she did, given all of this? I don't know. Bro, you should see the tweet Poppy pinned. Oh, I'll take a look in a bit. March 17th, a healthy relationships. Spawn says, my parents, we want you to focus all your attention to getting a job later. Me, hey, can you quiet down because I'm taking a timed test? Then Xena says, suck it up and deal. And then Spawn says, it's for a job. My mom, we will try. Also my parents, not even a second later, go back to screaming at each other. I can't focus on the stupid test with y'all screaming at each other. And I still didn't finish it because they didn't shut up until after I'd run out of time. Never mind, they're screaming again. It's crazy. She literally accidentally shared private client info with her server, lol. Gayfesh had to speak with her boss to help her. She was bound to lose her job sooner or later. True. Incompetence. And and the tweet, Milena says, you blackmailed your kid on stream. Poppy deadass says, I will do it again. What a deranged lunatic. Poppy and Xena will argue that this is a normal, healthy relationship. This is what Milena wrote about this. Insisting that we don't have the context of how they would make up afterwards. First off, I'm not sure I want those details. Second off, they literally do not understand that many relationships handle their conflicts without this kind of screaming. Yeah, it's true. This should not be a regular thing. This is also very revealing when you consider how they justify their treatment of other partners, friends, and even community members. They think this is a normal way to treat people and that everyone is being too sensitive. In reality, they're justifying their abusive behavior because they don't even recognize it as abusive. Meanwhile, the people they suddenly unleash this behavior on can be severely affected by it, especially considering that they frame their community as a safe space for abuse survivors. That's too. I will tell you, in any of my relationships, we've had bad moments too, and Z is 5'8". Their cultists on Twitter still accuse me of nonsense, talking about me like I'm a hulking creep, and I'm a grown-ass manlet at nearly 4'11". Sorry, Rowan. You know, literally exactly the kind of people who would recognize and be triggered by this kind of treatment. Exactly. You have a safe space for abuse survivors. And people, you know, these people are going to be most triggered by this kind of behavior. You know, even my community, my community is filled with people who are not like super leftist. Well, we have some super leftists. We have like people from all over the political spectrum, right? I don't think we've ever had a screaming fight in our discords. If somebody's being stupid or toxic, we just like block each other, you know? We'll have people who are rude as well. We'll have people who are really rude in our and Discord chat, but nobody screams at people, you know? It's crazy. And I can tell you firsthand how traumatizing this kind of thing is when it's coming from someone you've spent months getting close to as a perceived safe person. And that's in reference to Melena's story about how her relationship with Xena and Poppy. March 30th, handwrite your daily logs. Also, why the fuck do you have daily logs? 9:55 p.m. Your daily log is missing almost an entire week and then some. Tonight, you need to work on filling that in to the best of your memory. Oh, this is from Xena. Right, let me do the Xena thing.
Your daily log is missing almost an entire week and then some. Tonight, you need to work on filling that in to the best of your memory. Make sure that you review past instructions on what to include because they are still requirements. What you're working on with skills and ability is also required. If this is not completed by tonight, then there will be consequences, particularly loss of internet or for the entire day of tomorrow.
Spawn says, I'm sorry, I haven't been feeling well today and yesterday, and it was hard to work on stuff when my computer was broken. And Xena says,
you can handwrite it then. Still do tonight. The logs you're missing go much further back.
I still have stuff for the I didn't have stuff for the 21st to the 24th because my computer wasn't working, and I couldn't do anything. Then 25th and 26th, I spent the whole day doing chores. And yesterday and today, I was barely managing to stay awake the whole day. You don't even have 24 hours. Meet these commands or get out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. When is tonight? Like, what is the due time? If this is not completed by tonight, what does tonight mean? When is the due time? Okay. Then Xena says this in response.
Please be aware that this is not a negotiation, and we are not accepting any excuses. You know enough at this point to communicate before you decide not to do something that is required of you. If you did not do anything towards independence on a particular day, then you will write that. Also, you have lots of books in your own room for the library, so it is not true that you couldn't do anything. You also have the ability to leave the house and go to the library, and you still have your phone that you can use. At this point, you telling us that you couldn't do anything is the exact same thing as you making choices about what to do with your time. I will not be discussing this further. It is your choice what to do from here.
By the way, over the past few days, we've gone over the background of these people. And there was an article that was written about Xena. It was like a news article where Xena was claiming that she was fired because she was a lesbian. If Xena, back then, treated people the way that they treat Spawn now, I'm willing to bet that Xena was fired not for being a lesbian, but for being a bitch, okay? That's the real thing. Chase says, I would argue there are so many violations of rights here too. Tenants have a right to their privacy, and their landlords can't enter without explicit notice, i.e., if you rent a room, they can't look around in it. Hello, Keldosh. Anyone who had Poppy as a therapist should be entitled to financial compensation. I agree. I mean, yeah, seriously. We, few days back, we went over, like, the history of these people before all of this happened, right? Xena, there was an article written about Xena saying that she was fired because she was a lesbian. Highly, highly doubt it if this is the way... Sorry, they were fired because they were a lesbian. I highly doubt that, given that this is the way Xena treats people who are subordinate to them. Oh, Keldosh. Yeah, we're just reading the Melena document here. We've already read the document by Spawn. That was like the first document that we read. But I'm here for Melena's analysis. So, yeah. They could potentially have malpractice cases too, but that's way above my pay grade. LOL, yeah. I'm sure having Poppy as a therapist brings a higher risk of mesothelioma than handling asbestos too. She probably got fired for eating their coworker's lunch. Possible. I need alone time. The list is insane and it doesn't even make sense. No, we went over the list. We saw the list. I mean, we can look at it one more time, This is the list. Due January 9th. Also, this is January 9th. They give this, and they give this entire list, and it's due the same night. It's due the same night. Organize all boots/shoes neatly. Hallways. Vacuum the hallways. Vacuum, move items out of the way, and put back in original location as you do task. Remember Spawn getting yelled at from the first document? Spawn didn't move them. after they said that they would. Vacuum front door area. Vacuum front door inside rug and underneath rug. Vacuum front door outside rug and underneath rug. Why are you vacuuming the outside? Okay. Vacuum the hallways. Vacuum the bathroom floor and rugs. Use hose to clean under cupboards, oven, and other small areas in kitchen, except underneath table. Almost as long as the list of people Poppy has hit on. Yeah. I think anybody who's defending this, it should be disgusted with themselves. They don't take being a parent seriously, these two. You know, that kid still needed guidance. Okay. Sweep kitchen floor, except underneath table. Sweep the anti-fatigue mat surface and around and under. Sweep under the island. Wipe clean with vinegar. Get out vinegar spray bottle. Get 2+ rag towels. Assign towels grabbed to be wiping towels and towels to be clean/dry towels. Spray kitchen anti-fatigue mats with vinegar and clean with 1 towel. Then dry with clean towel. Wipe clean and then dry with vinegar any areas of the floor that have spots or are sticky. Wipe clean and then dry inside and outside of trash can. Wipe wall clean and floor molding clean behind trash can. Wipe clean and then dry broom handle and dustpan. Putting away. Put back anti-fatigue mats and rugs. Put away vinegar spray bottle. Put dirty towels away properly. Put back all items into their original places. Make sure that broom and dustpan are in their assigned location. Take vacuum dust to outside dumpster. Put away vacuum and attachments into closet so door closes easily and does not rub on hose. All items must be checked off. Return list to Poppy and Xena. If tasks are not done, then Spawn will wake up early. No, this is a household chore, not the time for Spawn to do their room. They must take care of their room on their personal time. Miscellaneous. Take out all trashes and replace bags. Oh, so this is why everyone says their home smells like vinegar. Not even Hell's Kitchen would demand one person to clean the whole kitchen with a list like this and expect it done in a few hours. Yeah, it was already nighttime, apparently. It was 7:01 p.m. when they gave them this list. And if they didn't complete this entire list, because they already spent 7+ hours of doing chore time, right? And then they were given this list on top of that. So they just spent from noon to 7 p.m. doing chores. And now, at 7:01 p.m., they are given this list. That's going to take them another, however long. It's disgusting. My conclusion is that Spawn was doing everything. I agree with you. I think Spawn was doing everything. Make the altars clean the house. True. She could stop cooming to anamorphic animals for 2 minutes twice a day. She wouldn't have gangrene. Wait, what? Gangrene? What? Sounds like the parents are lazy. I refuse to call these people parents. They really don't. This story plus 8 passengers has been a rough couple of weeks for people with parental abuse trauma. Sorry, Cloud P. Yeah. They spent 12 p.m. Remember, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. doing chores. And then Xena gives them this list. It's going to take them the rest of the night to get this all done. Anyways. So what part were we at? So Xena says, please be aware this is not a negotiation. We already read this part, right? You know enough at this point to communicate before you decide not to do something that is required of you. If you did not do anything towards them. Also, you have lots of books in your room from the library, so it's not true that you can do anything. You also have the ability to leave the house and go to the library, and you still have your phone that you can use. At this point, you telling us that you couldn't do anything is the exact same as you making choices about what to do with your time. No wonder Spawn wakes up late as well, because they still have Spawn working late into the night doing chores and doing logs. That's more work than both parents do combined, yeah. Not 4:10, getting the internet back. Note the timestamps. So, Spawn says, they told me I'd get my internet back this Monday morning if I got everything done. It's Monday morning, and they still haven't given me back the internet. So they probably forgot, again. And then Spawn yells, I reminded my mom about it, and she says, you were asked not to bug us about this. Bruh, you said Monday morning I'd get it back, and you still haven't given it back. This is 12:04 p.m. They're going to drag it out again just because they can. I need it. Whoops. Great. So then Xena sends his message.
Update. Due to Spawn keeping their end of the agreement of the weekend's consequence, They were supposed to complete 100% of the tasks assigned to them over the weekend. The internet will not be turned back on yet. If something is needed for job-related appointments, then Spawn must let us know at least a day in advance so we are able to decide how to handle that. Also, if Spawn goes over their phone plan data limit, they will be responsible for paying the charge on the bill. Because of the poor choices that Spawn has been making in regards to not completing chores, we will be discussing how to proceed, and it will need some time to think this over.
Then Spawn replies, what did I even miss on the chore list? I double-checked it twice. God, these creatures make me mad, yeah. Xena intentionally dragged this out to make Spawn pay for that bill, mark my words. I agree with you. Just like Xena intentionally burned the tortilla bag. Because she's a child. Or they're a child. Creature of the night, or Spawn, as you know them. Still no internet. Remember how they said, and this is 9:15 p.m. then, 9:15 on Monday. Still no internet. Remember how they said I'd get it back Monday morning? It's now almost Tuesday. I have no idea when they're coming home. And they said, great. So who knows when I'm getting my internet back? And then this is the next day. This is 2:05 p.m. Oh, this is what they sent at midnight. Okay, so Xena sent this at midnight. And then, yeah, they're still refusing to tell me what I missed. So this is at 7:45 p.m. the next day. The mirror is the only thing I've gotten out of them. I think if my parents can't tell me what I missed on the chore list, that it shouldn't count. They still haven't told me. In fact, now they've yelled at me for asking them. I can't fix the problem if you don't tell me what it is. 10:41 p.m. the next day. This started on... Oh yeah, they still haven't told me. They're dragging this out as long as they physically can for no reason. April 12th. In a move surprising no one, still have no idea what chores I'm supposedly missing. Update. 7:17 p.m. Turns out my mom also has no idea what chores I'm missing. So Xena's just been avoiding telling both of us. So unfair that Xena gets to drag out my punishment days later and not even explain why. And then the friend replies, so Xena is just pulling to punish you and your mom is doing nothing? Can't they admit they're wrong or something? Then Spawn says, well, Xena has a stomach bug, so sorry, can't communicate. Wow. Wow. Continued internet restriction on the 20th of April. 10 days after it was supposed to be restored. This is 15 days before Spawn fled the house. Then here's the screenshots. Xena says,
Noted.
Spawn says, I have an appointment tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. with my job developer, so I will need internet for that as well. I also have a job interview at 9 a.m. on Monday. Okay. Remember that Xena said that Spawn could tell them a day in advance and they would give them the internet to do job stuff, right? And that's one of their big things. They want Spawn to get a job. Well, guess what happens? Guess what happened? Spawn communicates that they need this for 2 appointments, right? What does Xena do?
1. The internet is just fine for you and your friends. 2. If you need to, go to the library and use a meeting room. We can discuss details later then. Weird, you didn't put anything on the calendar.
And then Spawn says, I'll put it in now. All 3 events have been added. Then Xena says,
clearly, you would like internet and computer usage. Were offered to us for having usage of it. You lost internet privilege because of repeated bad behavior.
This is true, Maya. They keep saying they want Spawn to get a job, but they seem to be doing everything in their power to prevent that from happening. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you like the content, please consider subscribing, super chatting, becoming a member. There's only one streamer who will make custom PNG tubers for drama, okay? So, Spawn replies, what would be an acceptable as an offer? Then Xena replies,
that's on you to figure out, not turn the question back on us.
What's your offer? What the is it? Yeah, no, seriously. They said that Spawn could use it. They said that Spawn could use the internet for job stuff. Clearly that was a lie. Spawn says, I don't know what you would want. Can you at least give me an idea? Super open-ended questions like this don't work very well for me. Imagine your landlord's talking to you like this. Remove the parent-child aspect. Yeah, it's despicable still. Like, even if a landlord did this, right? A housemate did this to you, it would be abusive. Okay? It's a good point, Chase. Just imagine an apartment manager having a group chat talking to tenants like this. It's disgusting. That's not how negotiations work. You need to say what you want if you're open to a deal. Yeah. And Spawn says, I hate when they do this. Like, can I offer to do my normal chores that they told me not to do? Also, why do I have to do to go to a job interview? On April 21st, begging them not to play mind games with me for once. What do I do if I'm not allowed to go to a job interview? Then again, midnight. This is, by the way, midnight. Apparently, this was a test and I failed it. I was so anxious, I couldn't think of anything. Why are they like this? I'm never good enough for them. And that's so ingrained in my head that anytime they do these stupid little tests, I think nothing I could say would be good enough, and I psych myself out. It was a test. It was a test. It's so funny they did this whole test thing when Poppy freaked out about her thinking no was testing her love by having sex with her. Everything's projection, yeah. If my housemate spoke to me like this or did any of these actions, there would be major issues, yeah. Plot development, Sage is going to move in with Xena and Poppy within this year. Eric, is that real? Wait, what was the test? Are you good enough to... I'm joking. Yep, Sage tweeted that. Oh my god. Can't wait to get the document from Sage. Okay, April 23rd. 9:06 p.m. Okay, so Xena says...
Also, there's a number of things that you're going to need to do before you leave. Let me be clear. Be upfront about your plans. Telling us randomly is not acceptable. Also, we work 2 jobs. You know this. I honestly don't get why you act like this.
Then Spawn says, "It's okay. Okay, is Saturday fine then? Y'all told me the weekend, so I'm asking about the weekend." And then Xena replies, instead of moving on and answering questions, Xena says,
"What is wrong with you? Friday is a work day, and you asked about Friday."
And then Spawn says, "What do you mean, what is wrong with me? Why are you attacking me for no reason?"
This isn't attacking. You keep changing the story. Go back and read what you wrote. You basically made it sound like Friday or bust. And then asked about Saturday.
God, I hate it. Why is Xena going on about work days? They don't even work. Agreed. Yeah, I wonder if Sage is going to become their new punching bag. Absolutely. Absolutely. If the screaming at each other is normal. Xena, warrior princess? No, Mad Mex. You've missed it. You've missed the drama for the past few days. It's juicy drama. But it's an abusive person. Okay, so Xena says...
You haven't been upfront with any of your plans. Would Friday work for me to start moving? The new housemate goes out of town the next day, so I want to get the keys before then. This implies that you have a deadline that you need to do with the living situation too, that you need to discuss how you're going to help take care of them. We didn't know that you needed to have this talk with you this soon.
Then Spawn replies, "I could plan another trip out to blank. Scheduling things together was just a convenience." And then Xena says...
Next time, please make it clear when dates are flexible at the start.
And then Xena says,
Spawn, this whole thing is an extremely poor way to communicate. I honestly suggest that you write something up for us with what you have established so far and what you still need to plan, and then just start this conversation over. Breaking boundaries as you leave is a really bad look.
And then Spawn says, okay, I'm sorry for not communicating. Always with the write-ups. I know. So then Xena says,
I think you honestly need to consider how you want to leave here. Do you want it to be on bad terms or amicable terms? Right now, I'm watching you destroy your relationships with both myself and your mom. If you're actually sorry, then stop doing this behavior. This is you making choices.
Hey, it's crazy. A bad look. Isn't this a family group chat? This isn't Tumblr. What the f? Yeah, seriously. Why would amicable be an option? I agree. I like the puppet show star. Thank you. Worked very hard on the PNGs. Last one. This one messes with me. Spawn is venting in the Discord again. Bad person. Xena yelled at me for putting recycling in the car wrong after being told to put recycling in the car. Wouldn't accept apology. Said should know better. Act like I did it on purpose. Didn't mean to be bad. Like, yeah, this person's crying while they're typing this. And then this person says, I'm mad at my dog and I hate that I'm mad at her. It's not her fault. My parents love her more than me. Not that I'd ever act on that anger, but implying anything here was amicable. Yeah. The dog didn't do anything. It's the kid is upset because the dog consistently gets treated better than they do. And, you know, the kid is resentful, which is understandable. This made me so sad because they treat the dog better than Spawn. Yeah, it's very sad. You know, Spawn gets treated like all the time. Sit with this for a minute. Then look at the screenshot from their server on the previous day with Shiloh, the aforementioned gay, evil, and tired. Oh, wow. Yeah, Poppy does this again. You guys remember Patchwork, right? Patchwork says, I'm loving everything about this look. And Poppy replies and says, love you, my son. Now sit with it again. And remember, there's more in the full document. Let's move on. Yeah. Telling your internet child you love them while treating your actual child like, again, disgusting behavior. And anybody who backs these people up should have no place in online politics. Sage is somebody who also streams. I hope that Sage loses all her subs and loses all her viewers. I hope that Poppy and Xena lose all their subs and lose all their viewers. I hope anybody associated with them who chooses to still talk with them, I hope their viewers see this, and I hope that they are able to recognize that this is blatantly abusive behavior, and I think that they shouldn't have a platform. This kid was living our person energy. Xena would never be tolerated as an HR person because Xena was fired, okay? And Xena claims back in the day that it was because... One last note about Spawn. You may notice that Spawn's blog is gone now. A few days ago, Poppy and Xena did a stream directly addressing Spawn. In that stream, Poppy threatened to come after them with legal action. Why she chose to do this publicly, I don't know. Spawn accepted her friend request on Discord, but she didn't reach out there. And while I would have loved to see what a defense attorney would do with the evidence provided, Spawn decided it wasn't worth the smoke and shut down their blog instead. All relevant posts should have already been reposted to the fantastically diligent Poppy and Xena, our predatory blog. And the important part is that Spawn is okay and safe. And since Poppy posted our chats earlier, here's this. Milena says, I wanted to do everything you've been doing. I'm just not as stupid and ID driven as you. You don't. You just blackmailed your kid on stream. And Poppy said, yup, and I would do it again. Also, just for the record, I will happily pitch in for Spawn's legal fees if Poppy ever does decide to pursue this path. I agree. In fact, I think Spawn needs to... Please share. Please like the stream, guys. You will not find another streamer who can make PNG tubers and do voices for you, okay? I hate these people. That message where Spawn says, I miss when my mom was nice to me, broke my heart into a million pieces. Yeah. Horrible thing to say. Even if it was meant as a joke, which it probably wasn't. Yeah, Spawn should sue them and have them prosecuted for child abuse and attempted murder. I don't think that that's what they can sue them for. I think Chase laid it out pretty well that Spawn is probably entitled to sue them for like violations of like what you can impose on tenants and stuff. Econo Boy says, we should sue Stardust, chat, for covering this drama. Yeah, true. Hit the like button on the YouTube stream, okay? I feel so bad for Spawn. You know, again, early 20s, you're still, you know, kids still want guidance from their parents. They still look to their parents for approval and for affection. And from what I can see here, I don't think Spawn was getting that. Parting thoughts. A note to Poppy. You know that my bio mom abandoned me. You know that my stepmother abused me in ways very similar to Xena's behavior over 15 years. You know what my bio mom said to me when I met her again that caused me to never speak to her again. This is a note from Milena again. You don't stop being a parent at 18. You don't. Okay, so this is Milena's note to Poppy, okay? You know that my bio mom abandoned me. A note to Poppy. You know that my bio mom abandoned me. You know that my stepmother abused me in ways very similar to Xena's behavior for over 15 years. You know that what my bio mom said to me when I met her again that caused me to never speak to her again. I told you I'd never pick you over Spawn. I make more than double what you did even when you were working. This is not a brag. This is a warning. I will support any legal action taken against you by the people I've been protecting, whether it's with testimony, evidence, or money. Big Dick Milena over here. Metaphorically, obviously. Damn, slamming that right on the counter. Hell yeah, dude. Try something like this, and you'll understand just how nice I've been. Just how nice I'm still being. I love you, but if you come after your kid, I will make sure that that particular path of self-immolation will lead you to destitution. This is the last warning I'll give. You now have an inkling of what I'm capable of when pushed. Back the off. You have no idea what you're actually getting into. Milena is a straight up queen. Holy. To everyone else, thank you for reading through this. Please boost this if you can. The most important part of this is helping people who still haven't seen PZ for what they are. And remember, try to be kind to those who are still in there. Once they get out, they'll need a place to land. If you're looking for someone to talk to, you can point them my way, or if they don't trust me, understandable, point them to Snowflake or Gayest Fesh. What the Xena claims getting fired on account of being gay? Last time they worked, they were living in Lansing, where there's an actual parade in June. There isn't even a parade in Detroit. Yeah. Damn, Gibby, that's true. Imagine hearing those two monsters baby talk the dog after screaming at you for doing what they asked. Yeah, it's really sad. That's really sad. But, you know, I will say, after reading this whole thing, I do have to say, like, I know Milena wrote something here that I picked up on, right? I love you, but if you come after your kid, I will make sure that part. I hope Milena does realize that Poppy is complicit in all of this and has probably been complicit for a very long time. And Poppy probably always put her partner's needs, whether they were Xena or anybody else, above her own child. So I hope that Milena is able to see that. This Poppy enabled this behavior. So I'm sure that, like, because they, you know, were friendly at some point, you know, they want to see the best in Poppy, but I'm serious about that. You know, somebody enabled this behavior. It was Poppy. Hi, Malcolm. How's it going? Also, Cactus is just, I'm sure, joking. Though I will say I'm blocked by Gay Fesh, but that was after, I think that was after Vivian Wolf was, like, you know, going after me and telling people to report my channel and giving them instructions on how to do it. So I got into an argument with Mixed Vivian Wolf and with Gay Fesh, and then I think after I called them, like, white bitches or whatever, like, they blocked. Damn, Star blocked by Kanye. True. I'm sad if Patch has become that emotionally dependent on Poppy. I've had to go no contact on my dad back in '98 after 4 years. He realized he fucked up. He even apologized. He unblocked me so I could see his posts about Poppy, but he blocked me because I said I thought it was lame to flip on the R word after crying ableism 24/7. Vivian is a jerk, not gonna lie. Yeah, look, Vivian has tried to make up for it later, but it's still something that still very much irritates me. You know, giving people a step-by-step instructions list to report my channel is disgusting. Especially after I'd, been harassed by people on the opposite side of the political aisle. Like, you're just, you're preying on my destruction. Yeah, it's my job. It's my income. So, yeah, I get it. You don't like when I talk to controversial people, but I'm covering drama on all the sides of the political aisle. So, but yeah. I don't know if that's I don't know if I called Gay Fesh that, but I think I did say something mean to Gay Fesh, and they blocked me. So, hi Testy, what's going on? Star, what's up? Okay, chat. Now that we've finished with the Milena document, now is the Richard Spencer interview number 4. I'm curious on his thoughts on Israel-Palestine. Nope, I am not curious about that. I already know, because he's very public about it. Boo, Testy, get this nerd out of here. He's very public about it. Like, there's no reason for another one. I do like to interview people who are controversial because, I think I learn a lot from those interviews. So, okay. I've had enough of Israel-Palestine debates anyways, so I don't want to do that right now. Did you see Pisco and Sunday bickering on Twitter? I did. So we're not done with this yet. Well, we're going to be moving on to Courtney Orchard because it's related to this drama. Okay? Do want to look at this, though. Copy this link. There was a Poppy Amory 2 document, I thought. But yeah, we finished this basically. So I wanted to go over the Courtney Orchard video. Oh, the Courtney Orchard stuff is going to be hard. Prepare yourself. No problem. Oh, and okay, let's see. I wasn't about to fill out the counter myself. I don't trust her, so yeah, true. If it's a video I'm thinking of, it's hard to listen to. I'm gonna go over it. Speaking of Lily Orchard, yeah. I don't know much about Lily Orchard, okay? I don't know much about Lily Orchard, but I know that Courtney Orchard was interviewed by Xena and Poppy, and that Xena and Poppy's behavior towards Courtney was pretty despicable. So, give me a moment here. I'm going to pull up the video, okay? Give me a second here. Where is it? 1 second, chat. Don't go anywhere. Okay, here it is. Copy link. Copy link. Preparing myself for the emotional damage. So true. So true. So yeah, I know, like, generally people in this sphere who interact with these types are people who don't like to interact with me, usually because those content creators don't have the same, like, the same values as me. They don't have the same kind of beliefs as me when it comes to, like, being able to interview who we want and stuff like that, and they believe that even platforming somebody is harmful, right? I personally don't share that belief. I think shining a light on things is the best way to show people, one, that people who you think are big, bad, and scary should not be people you think are big, bad, and scary. We should be laughing at them or just listening and being like, okay, dude, like, you're a child. And two, because I'm a lib, But I will say, and I also allow, like, people of a wide variety of political spectrums into my chat. But also, I grew up, everybody has, like, people they interact with in their daily life that are different political leanings from from their own, right? And I think much like in real life, we can all interact with our neighbors and interact with people at the grocery store. We should be able to interact with each other in chat as well. So that's kind of like how I feel about these things. So that's for people who are, like, kind of like new here. So resuming, also my chat, I will say, is, oh, we should read that, actually. We should read that because this is what Xena tweeted out about Transpersian or Milena. But yeah, my chat can be, like, a little bit mean to each other sometimes, but nobody ever yells at each other. Nobody ever screams at each other. If people started screaming at each other, they would be, like, banned immediately, okay? 5 months from Testy and 1 Prime sub from me. Crazy how that works out. Thank you guys for the subs. Very much appreciated. Those logs are crazy, dude. Never stop, say. Yeah. Would you interview Poppy and or Xena given the chance? Absolutely, I would. Absolutely. Just people. Yeah. Look, that's all I want to say is to people who are new here. People here don't scream at people. You don't have to worry about people screaming at each other if that's something that's triggering for you. I will say people do make some pretty dark jokes and some pretty dark, some pretty spicy jokes. So that's the only thing that you would have to worry about. But anyways, try tweeting the fish pics at them. The thing, Testy, is to even see this tweet, I have to go on an alt account. And because they blocked me on my main account. They blocked me on my main Twitter account. So would watch the shit out of that interview. I would love to interview them. I would interview both of them at the same time if that would make them feel safer. They're supposed to be debaters, right? They should be able to talk to me. That's my opinion, right? Poppy has like significant years of experience on me. And Poppy is a therapist, right? They are apparently debaters. They've taken part in debates. If I'm wrong, they should be able to debate me and prove to me why I'm wrong on this. They should be able to do that. So, I mean, I'm open to a conversation. But if they are not confident enough in their position, and they are not confident enough in their actions to defend themselves, that's on them. But I think it makes them look cowardly and it makes them look guilty. So, yeah, I would say that. Okay, let's just see this. Xena and Poppy tweeted this out. They're basically trying to paint Milena as like a crazy person. This is Milena, the woman behind the documents and going on Luxander's stream. This woman deleted all this to hide her megalomaniacal ranting, but oh well. This is the head of a snake that has been poisoning things for a while. I gave her a chance. Milena's been absolutely based in all of this, honestly. They don't even have to debate me. If they are strong enough in their positions, they should be able to argue me down. They should be able to have a conversation with me and explain to me and make me see why I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm open to it. How are they going to talk about Lux? They're like the nicest person ever, from what I've heard. Make no mistake, I'm here for Xena and Poppy drama. Keep it pumping, star. Oh, so we're supposed to sit through your rants with no proof, but not listen to Milena's supposed rants with proof. Get the f out. Agreed. Challenge them to a PvP deathmatch in Age of Empires 2, Black Forest map, and no goths. I don't know anything about that, Taliesin, but thank you for the suggestion. Okay, let's see what Poppy is trying to say to Milena here, okay? New segment. Stardust gets mind by cousin for 4 hours in heated debate. Yeah, true. Just mind me. You're a therapist. You should be able to mind me. You know? You're older than me. You should have the knowledge. You probably, you should have a bigger brain than me. You know? Just saying. I forgot the cousin thing. Oh no. Wait, what's the cousin thing actually? I want to know about that. Did I forget something? RIP to my inbox. I'm gonna get the incest. No! Oh no. Okay. So let's read this. Okay, I'm doing the Poppy puppet here, okay? She allegedly R-worded her cousin. Wait, Poppy did? Why would you admit to something like that? That's up. What the? Why would you even admit to something like that? Why would you do that in the first place? But also, why the would you say that out loud, you degenerate freak? Okay, go over these logs here. Because she was allegedly R-worded by an older relative and admits to R-wording her cousin by recreating abuse. Okay, fair enough. That's a fair, okay, fine, fair enough. You know, a lot of kids who've been sexually abused will enact the abuse that was done to them out on other children. It's very sad. But making it into a fetish, disgusting. Watch, she's gonna say that she doesn't want to abuse her education like that, as if she hasn't been doing that for years. True. Hang on, stars, let me get the clip. If it's real, I understand what she's saying, but yeah. She was like 15 and the kid was like a kid. No! Okay, never mind. It's not understandable. Never mind. It's not understandable. I thought that this was something that happened when they were both like babies, little kids or something. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. Just sent it on Discord. Okay, just a second. Let me close these. Let me just open this. We're not gonna press play yet. Okay, why the fuck would you? Well, okay. It's meant to be a thing probably where they are like trying to. Oh, I can't. Oh no, I can't play this. If I download it and I try to play it from my computer, the sound won't go through. There's screenshots on Courtney's Tumblr as well, where she apparently confessed to Courtney. We'll have to take a look at that. What was that snake? It was Sage's Twitter. It was Sage's Twitter. Just a second, guys. Don't worry about it, Malcolm. I believe you, okay? We'll probably get to it later. Okay, so let's do this. Let's read these logs that Poppy has tweeted out that are supposed to be so damning against Malena, okay? Let's read them. Wait, Food Shops had that take? Food Shop said the logs were just a vent channel, literally repeating Poppy's abusive narrative. That's up, okay? Oh, come on, dude. Fuck. Terrible. Okay, let's just read these logs first, okay? Heart emoji! Who besides no Besh, etc. You don't attack their points, you go for ad hominems. Oh, I don't feel bad about my ad hominems now. You won't win people over by insulting your opponents and trying to strawman them. You can only win by engaging with their points. Anyone coming in sees what looks like an extensive evidence from one side and rage and petty attacks from the other, especially Sage and Naomi. They're just lashing out with no substance. It makes your side look unsupportable. So many people reacting to your video about Adrian haven't even spoken up before. Those are honest reactions. I know you're saying it's not about optics, but Adrian added you on here, love. You had DMs as an option, and you chose an ultimatum on stream. That's a bad look, no matter how you cut it. You're going to lose if you don't start playing my way and accepting that you're going to have to take accountability for some things that you don't agree with. It won't stop until you do, Poppy. I told you, and I want that. I want you to be okay. If you hate this, this is tearing me to pieces because I can't stop them. Nothing I do will stop them. And Poppy says, and I won't stop. There's nothing that I am doing that these people haven't done tenfold to me. I am not strawmanning people, and I take exception to that framing. I am pointing at the lies. I have plenty of people supporting me. Malena says, I'm not seeing that from where I'm sitting, love. Kersner is insane and has a history of abuse and enabling abusers. Who's Kersner? Who the fuck is that? She tried to drive a trans girl to suicide for years. Your allies respond like bullies. Interesting. I see her as one of the few people that has supported me and made sense. I have also seen her stalker say insane. You know, the one pretending to be trans. Please, Poppy, I'm trying to tell you what it looks like from the outside. So you believe someone who used to praise Sargon of Akkad and Jordan Peterson as someone you should believe when she invalidates her victim? Please. Just because someone supports you doesn't mean they're not guilty of anything ever. Oh, I didn't take that off. Okay. Curious that she insists it's not about optics and then uses the word framing in every response. Yeah. Wow. Liana Kersner is an OG Gamergator. She's like a mega transphobe, but she's defending Poppy. She's the one who gave Poppy the by deception article that she uses to say no to her. It features trans people and by deception. LOL. Then there's a Tumblr post. Liana Kersner is a narcissistic abuser. Thank you, Malcolm. Okay, so Milena says, okay, so then we read this one, the next one. So you believe someone who, okay, all right, here it is. She doesn't praise those people anymore to my knowledge. And my understanding is that she has a huge familiarity with her stalker. You don't get to pick my friends or partners. Full stop. The discussion on Liana is over. Then you don't get to pick mine. You tried to pick Haley's. You've picked Sage's. Not at all. I've seen it. And yours are stalkers and liars. Don't piss upwind of me and tell me that it's rain, Poppy. I never did that with Haley or Sage's. Please don't gaslight me. You literally told her that if she didn't pick you over Amy, you'd kill yourself. And that it would be her fault, Poppy says. Yes. Oh, she's admitting to it. Why are you posting these screenshots, Poppy? These make you look insane. Miss Milena says, how is that not? Poppy says, and I stand by it. Milena says, what? How is that not what you just said? And you don't do? Because she was allowed to keep Amy as a friend. I just didn't want the lying bitch as a metamor. I have a client. That is not your place. I can't believe she posted these and thought they made her look bad, made her look good. You idiot. Oh my god, you idiot. Okay. Absolutely was. She lied and actively did mental harm to me by continuing to be around after she was asked to block. Nevertheless, what is your point? You keep going into random tangents. You are not going to get me to change my mind on Amy when my own therapist believed my boundary and reasoning were sound. Your therapist is being spoon-fed your selective narrative, Poppy. And I never said that I would kill myself if she continued dating Amy. I said that she could date both of us, but I would back off as it was damaging my mental health. And you chewed her out when she didn't buy into your thing, until she did. Why are you lashing out at me? You've said it yourself, on stream. Because I need you to see. I'm desperate. I don't want this to go further, but it's about to if you don't concede to something. Lashing out at me will not make it's desperation. And you were lashing out because of it. Your arguments are full of holes and contradictions. I'm trying to understand them. Please. No. I love you, Poppy. I love you so much, and this is killing me. You wanted to talk about the things we disagree on. This is it. You are not going to move me with desperation. This is what that looks like. Nothing moves you. Your best friends tried to reason with you for months. I know. I love that about me. Poppy. No. He would listen. I can be moved. Milena says, how? But none of you know me well enough to know how. Milena says, please. Then tell me, please. Help me stop this madness, this violence. Make good arguments and do not gaslight me and validate my experience with no hedge statements or caveats. You invalidate and gaslight us at every turn. You've dismissed every single testimony I've heard wholesale without even knowing what they are. You've told me all my friends were liars, trying to use me to hurt you. Yes, because they start with the premise that I am abusive, which is so incredibly narcissistic and condescending. You won't win there. I can't believe she thought these screenshots made her look good. A Minecraft YouTuber has more accountability and more responsibility than Poppy, a therapist. A Minecraft YouTuber took responsibility for less than Poppy did. Isn't that crazy? This is wild. Lamau, why is this real? Like, I don't know. A Minecraft user, a Minecraft YouTuber who had no reason to take responsibility, took more responsibility than Poppy did for less, for way less, for a fraction of Poppy. I'm amazed. I really am. I'm just amazed. Can't believe that I have to use an alt account to see their Twitter. We realize something. We are curious how our detractors will attempt to lie and cope about this. In the DMs below, Poppy's stalker mentioned that she has the entire transcript of Snowflake and Real Poppy's DMs. Does that include all the sexting and nudes? Because if so, consequences. This means that No willingly and knowingly engaged in direct dissemination of revenge porn of Poppy by giving out those things without Poppy's consent. And the stalker, by keeping those logs, has revenge porn / criminal evidence. This is the biggest reach I've ever seen. Biggest reach I've ever seen. The only thing in this that you could possibly claim it for is for nudes, right? And I'm willing to bet that Snowflake probably shared the logs with the nudes censored. But Poppy showing Melina Spawn's private medical information isn't criminal. Okay, lol, yeah, seriously. Even if they delete the pictures and sextings, the screenshots above still show them having all of it. Thus, this would be destruction of evidence. No, that's not how it works, but okay. Their only recourse is to destroy the log and let No defend herself, or, I'm pretty sure you already know this, but again, better safe than sorry, Melina told the gossip blogs that she opened communications with Poppy to act as a double agent. The blogs didn't believe her, and she's desperate to get back in their good graces. She will betray you all the second the opportunity arises. Release the entire log, all 63,108 messages, unedited, so people can read them without edits and prove they do not have that information. Your ERP isn't the same as nudes, bro. Yeah, exactly. Great job as always, Stardust. You are indeed a rock star. Thank you. If you guys like the content, again, remember you can always press the like button on the YouTube stream, subscribe, become a member, super chat. Greatly appreciate it because it helps me continue to make content for you all. And I am working on a hit piece right now, a video essay, if you will. So any and all contributions help me float while I work on that. Tumblr equivalent of Agent Deep Throat, Lamau, yeah. Do you want people to leak your nudes or not, Poppy? The hit piece isn't related to this, but I can't promise that I won't make one related to this. So, to be honest, I'm so outraged by this, I might actually. We'll see. But I have to finish this one first, so. Anyways, yeah, I'm just so disgusted by it. I'm disgusted. The Spawn thing alone was enough to send me into rage, you know? It really was. It really was. Okay, so this is a stream where Poppy and Xena interview Lily Orchard's sister, Courtney Orchard. Courtney Orchard says that Lily Orchard essayed them, basically. Fish meme cameos just in the background. Again, the option's open to them. I am open to interviewing Poppy and Xena at the same time. They can scream at me. They can berate me if they want, okay? 2 versus 1. You guys should be able to beat me, okay? You should be able to beat me and make me look like a idiot, okay? So, offer's open. Whoops.
She was a normal.
Maybe I can tweet that out, actually. Let me just look at something real quick. Lurk. Okay, there's that. This is a reminder to all know. Okay, whatever. Why are they only retweeting things? I should look up their other Twitter accounts, right? They're not very smart. Yeah, they're not. They're not. The way she abuses her hair always irked me, but I never said anything until recently. Really puts things into perspective. I have so many pictures. They do not shower more than once a month because, as I've told you guys, they are fish. They look like fish and they act like fish. Okay? Anglerfish, specifically. Jalen is going to be so mad that Stardust is now basically a trans streamer with his audience. What are you talking about? I can't say it, though. I'm trans, so it's okay. My audience never leaves because I put on ASMR soap cutting videos while I smoke. Oh, good for you. These people are disgusting. Agreed, M60. Wait, they're racist too? YBE has been calling them racist, but I haven't seen any accusations of racism from anybody else, but I don't know. Maybe there is something there. I don't know. Let's see. It does give like 14-year-old like a 14-year-old kid does with their own hair vibes. Well, I'm willing to be a little bit forgiving because for a lot of trans women, they're doing like the exploration thing that a lot of like cis women did, right? With their hair, they're trying fun things. So a lot of them are doing that. But there's no excuse for you to not be showering regularly, and these two do not look clean. They never look clean to me. GOML Stardust, what is that? What does that mean? I don't think they are racist. I mean, one of Poppy's altars is a Thai ladyboy. That is true. That is something that's always going to rock my head, okay? I do not understand how Poppy has an altar that is a different race from her. Am I crazy? It's one thing to have altars, but one of them's a different race. The 12-year-old is a different race. I thought that was a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's like a Thai ladyboy having a child altar. Yeah, no, one of the altars is like somewhere between 12 and 14 years old, is a spider tiger hybrid, and is a Thai ladyboy. Like, bro, what? I didn't know that was possible. It's one thing to have altars, but then to have an altar that's a different race? Like, I can't handle it, dude. I can't, dude. I cannot. Is it that weird? Don't we all have a Fursona altar from Kenya? I do not. I can't keep track of all the altars. This is a whole other level of mental illness. Oh, dude, there are like 4 altars, I think. There's Pepper, there's Peppermint, there's Penny, there's Poppy, and then there's Sentinel. Only one of them is underage. Having a child prostitute as an altar is gigas. Yeah, the other one's a tiger shark. Penny is a tiger shark. I don't know what the other altars are. I don't know what Peppermint is. And I know Poppy is like a hyena. What's with all the tigers? They really like tigers, you know? I don't know. Also, if one of your altars is a different race, can they say slurs then? Isn't Poppy also a succubus fae? Maybe. I don't know. I have to look up again. I did not save that information. Pepper is a tiger spider, a spiger as she calls it. Yeah, but there's one named Pepper and then there's one named Peppermint, which I don't know what Peppermint's about. Does the Thai ladyboy altar speak with an accent? That is a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I can say it. One of my altars is that. Said right before Poppy. No! Stop. Okay, that's a good question. Nobody f***s with Peppermint. Peppermint does not stand for... I thought Penny was the one that doesn't stand for... Do the altars even ever appear on video? I don't know, Maya. Oh wait, Peppermint is that... You're right. Malcolm is right. Peppermint is the one that's the English maid, right? Like, one of them's an English maid. Star, how come... Wait, Poppy has a altar that's an English maid, and she can't get that English maid altar to go clean the apartment? Okay, I have questions, Poppy. I have questions. I don't believe that specific altar exists, okay? You can't get your English maid to clean the apartment, really? Okay, I don't really understand altars. I don't know if I believe in them. Honestly, I don't. But I will respect people who have altars, okay? I will be respectful towards them. I will be nice to them as long as they're nice to other people, okay? But I do not respect that English maid one, okay? I do not respect the English maid one. That one is not real. I call no shot, okay? No shot. I will always be nice to people if they... if I think they deserve it, and I am nice. I have been nice to people in the past, and I have a friend who also has altars, but I do not respect your English maid, okay? That altar does not exist because you clearly don't clean your apartment, okay? The English maid altar is too busy organizing the ever-growing furry porn collection. Oh, true. Is that art in the background supposed to be Z and P? Because if so, which of them is brown? I don't know. It's a good question. They're both very pale. Worst maid in history. Yeah, she's exhausted from working to the bone for the Hamiltons downtown. It's extremely rare and requires dissociative episodes. Like, you wouldn't know if you had DID unless you were hospitalized in the past. Yeah, I just can't believe this. I just can't. Worst maid of all time. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyways, we should hunker down and watch this. Dude, it's 11:30 already? What the
Good, and we were best friends and everything, and
she doesn't claim DID, right? I don't know.
Something happened and she just snapped. Like, on a molecular level, this kid just snapped.
Get out. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Get out! Yo! Chill, man. Chill, man! Chill!
Okay. I hate this. We'll listen to a few minutes, but usually I stop streaming at 11:30, guys. So you'll have to come back tomorrow for the Courtney Orchard, Lily Orchard, OSTDs you have altars you're aware of and isn't traumatic. Interesting. I don't know anything about these, so.
Particular content
I still think it's weird that a Minecraft YouTuber apologized and took responsibility for way less for shit that they didn't even need to do that for. And Poppy can't take responsibility at all. Really speaks to the mental illness, you know? Putting the Get Out clip in there, yeah. Yeah.
So, the last time that we discussed this particular content creator, we discussed her in the context of her takes about politics, which were not good. In fact, this is a regular thing that she tries to dip her toes into and fails. What I wanted to do, and this is something Zizi and I have discussed, is that we want to kind of give some caveats beforehand, and then we will get into a little bit of our history with her, and then we'll get into some of the other allegations that have been made against Lily, and then we have a special discussion that we're going to have. So we'll get to that in a little while. Couple caveats. One is that there only can be one of us talking.
There can be only one.
As such, that means that if I am speaking, this is something that we've actually discussed and that both of us are on the same page on. Make sense? If we are trying to discuss something, we try to make sure we're consistent and cohesive. If you're new to the channel, and we have 360 people here, so God knows some of you are.
Why do you guys have to agree? Is it necessary for you guys to have to agree? Oh my god. Xena's hair looks so bad in this. Xena's hair looks so bad in this.
Understand that even though I tend to do a lot of the talking because it's my...
Oh my god. Look at that. It looks so bad. Oh my god.
my job. I'm a therapist by trade, and as such, I do a lot of talking. We are of consensus on this. We are having the same takes. If we don't, you will hear about it, because it happens rarely.
Otherwise, just assume we both have the same take.
Other caveats is we want to talk about trigger warnings. So trigger warnings today are going to be for CSA, transphobia, grooming, and a whole host of other things that are not fun.
A lot of sexually inappropriate material, but mostly in the background. Not that we're going to be going into that stuff super hard, but that will be in, like, the backdrop.
If this, or watch it in segments. Like, just don't do this all at once, okay?
Please do self-care. We do have some good videos for self-care. We have the container meditation on the channel, and also square breathing.
To start off with, let's talk about our history. How we came across Lily was, originally, I was a viewer of Lily's.
I am your #1 fan!
I had found her early into my transition, or before my transition, with the intention of trying to find various trans content creators because I wanted people to listen to, because this was the direction I was going. One of the reasons I liked Lily so much at the time was that Lily was very aggressive and very direct about the way she handled things. There are a lot of takes that Lily has that I agree with, and there are a lot of things that, at the time...
Okay, very Zoomer, I hate it. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Lily put out a jet of that. I don't know, apologize to your audience for your shit behavior. Maybe teach them something different than just lash out and rage is okay. No, seriously, it's not abuse, guys, seriously. Sorry. Or you can do this, and this is the one I think you'll probably choose. You'll either make another post.
Where's the Courtney? We might just have to watch the Courtney, like, actual interview.
We're just giving an alleged assault victim a platform to talk about what happened to them. You should be fully for this, Lily.
It's true. I witnessed the abuse she went through as well. But you had asked me. You had asked me.
Yeah, I said, where do you want to start? Like, what do you...
Okay, we're not gonna watch this one. We're gonna watch a Courtney Orchards video. So that's what we're gonna watch. But that is going to be next stream, okay? I don't know. The history, horror... Oh, I mean, I guess it is this one. I'm so confused by this. Okay. Is it this one? Lily Orchard when she takes me.
I ain't gonna lie, me too. When I went on her page and seen her pictures, I said, oh, jump scare.
The following video has discussions of Costco, CSA, SA, coercion, and incest. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all, I'd like to take a minute to thank my sponsor. Courtney, you have a sponsor? No, not really, but Hella made my puppet. And given my phone and subsequently my camera's broken, this video would not be possible without her. Her socials will be in the description, so you can hit her up for your own puppet.
Dude, no, this is, like, heavy trigger warning. Okay. Yeah. Everyone get ready to wish you didn't have ears. Well, okay, so we'll pick this back up tomorrow, okay? Because it is 11:30 and I want to eat dinner. Apparently, this is, like, there is a video where I guess the video I did have up was the right one. I guess I just have to search through it for the right section for where they interview Courtney and then, like, hit on her the entire time. I've aged like 20 years in this past week. Yeah. So we're gonna pick this back up tomorrow around 4:30. I will be back. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. 4:30. Okay. I'm gonna come back. Okay. But I do have other things to do tonight, so we're gonna raid out. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the likes on the YouTube video. Thank you for all the memberships. Thank you, YBE, for the membership. Nick for the 10 gifted subs. John Murray for the 2 pounds. Thank you, 69 for the resubscribe. Thank you, Demon Eyes, for the resubscribe. Thank you. And yeah, I have some stuff to take care of. So on YouTube, who are we gonna raid out to? Redirect. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do Courtney Orchard, Lily Orchard, okay? Jeez, dude. Let's see who's online. Give me a second, chat, okay? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, okay? Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, Prime K's is on YouTube. We're gonna raid into Prime K's if he enabled. Yes, he did. Okay. All right. YouTube chatters, good night. I'll see you all very much. I love you all very much. Okay. See you guys soon. Bye. Okay, Twitch people.